What do I link in Discord? Alright, so we should be live. I don't know what the vertical stream's going to show. Well, we have got a vertical stream going. I have no idea what that's going to show. Don't really care either way. We'll see though, we'll see. We'll see what that does. I feel like the vertical stream's going to be super good if I was actually playing the game, but I don't even know what the vertical stream is. Anyway. Some random feature that YouTube added that allows me to turn vertical streaming on as well. I don't know about that one. How the fuck do I do it? I don't know. Whatever, man. Whatever, man. Let's post this here. Okay, I wanted to also post on community tab for this one. This one's a pretty big box review, this one. It's pretty big. It's pretty large. Branded Dark Magician. We got some TRAPTRIX. Massive. Did I write type boxed in Discord? Massive boxed? Boxed announced. Yeah, that's English. Hold up. Box announced in game. There we go. That'll do. That'll do. Alright, now I need to get my chats up. Hold up. Now I just need to get the chats up. I have not looked at my chat messages yet. Hold up. Could be very important chat messages right now. Open the Twitch one. Or is it? Pop that one out. And the YouTube one. I need to pop this one out. Actually, I think I need to do this on the other one. The thing. Where are we? Not there. One moment, sirs. You'll wait patiently while I get this thing sorted. Whilst we get everything sorted. This one. Pop out chat. There we go. Alright, chat popped out. That'll do, that'll do. Alright. Chat there, chat there. Alright, I can see you guys. What are you talking about? What's going on, chat? Are we ready? You're only 5 years. I'm 5 years late. It was announced today, you bunch of clowns. Call me fucking late. How dare you? Please let me Gem 5 Ash. I don't know. We haven't got any selection box announcement, which will be happening as well. So we don't actually know if there'll be an Ash Blossom in that. There might be. I doubt it, but there might be. Minor spelling mistake. Where's the spelling mistake? Was that the Discord fucking message? ZOODIAC Tier 0 deck? Yeah, in 2014. Don't worry, ZOODIAC won't be that scary in this game. So I've done a lot of testing for this box already. And we kind of know some things that are going to be scary and some things that won't be. But don't worry. Alright, so first things first, we will read the skills and then we'll go through the actual box. I do have a vertical stream going right now, but I feel like I can't really do much about like setting up the framing for it, so I don't know if anyone's going to use that, but we'll just leave it open, who knows. So someone wants to use it, they can, I don't know. I rate the website super skinny. So ships are to tier 0? Alright, you're actually coping, buddy. You're beyond the coping. The ugly guy from DSD is getting a skill. It's not actually for him, is it? I think that's just for anybody. They just use Scud because they wanted to use Scud, I think. Alright, so our first skill is the Eye of the United Dragon. You can only use the skills first and second effects once per duel if your deck contains a total of 15 or more Dark Magician and or cards that mention it. So very important to note already, this skill is quite unrestrictive. It forces you to play that many Dark Magician cards, but that's it. You can play anything else you want with this, which is important to know if you ever wanted to play certain cards or techs or, I don't know, some cool combination with this. You can put Orcust with it. Actually, I already know of an Orcust Beatrice combo I can do with this if I really wanted to. I don't think I will, but I could. Shuffle one card from your hand to the deck, play one Timaeus, the United Dragon from your hand, then add a total of 2 cards among Dark Magician and or cards that mention it from your deck to your hand. So this skill, essentially, it shows you this stupid little dragon guy, whatever his name is, Timaeus, this man here. You get this card, you place it on the field, and when it's on the field, you then get to add 2 Dark Magician cards from your deck to your hand. But you have to shuffle a card back, and this card is notably harder to search than the other, because the other Dark Magician skill, you just have to have like Dark Magician in hand or something, which is incredibly easy to get a hold of. This one's pretty much only grabbable via the ritual Dark Magician thingy. We use the thingo to reveal it, grab this card from your deck. So, it's a lot more inconsistent, or at least the only way to make this deck consistent is to play a lot more searches just to make the skill active. It may be worse than it's hard to tell whether or not this is going to be better or worse than the current Dark Magician skill, because the current Dark Magician skill is already pretty good. So we'll have to wait and see. I think this one's going to be pretty good though, but we'll see. Alright, if you control a Dark Magician monster, or your opponent controls a monster, play one Dark Magician or Dark Magician girl that has a different name than that monster you control from your deck in face down to 10th position. Its battle position can be changed. Then add the Eye of Timaeus from outside of your deck to your hand. So, this skill, basically, you put your dude on field, you add your 2 cards to hand, then you can place a Dark Magician girl on the field once you've gone into your fusion using the dragon. So you use the dragon to go into your fusion, which will be... Actually, I was looking here somewhere. Where it is. Your fusion, this dude. And then you can use your skill to place Dark Magician Girl on the field and add a Eye of Timaeus to hand. So some things to note with this also is the part where it says that you can only place a Dark Magician Girl on the field. It can't place a Dark Magician on the field when you're going first because it has to be a monster with a different name. So you can't go into your Dragon Knight, then place Dark Magician on field, use Timaeus and make Dragoon. You can't do that. You'd have to use the Timaeus on a different Dark Magician you summoned via a different method. You can't use Dark Magician on your first turn. Going second, you can do that, but going first, you can't. You can easily get Dragoon on field via other means though, via just activating standard Dark Magician stuff to get Dark Magician on field. You can also use the Timaeus on your dude treated as Dark Magician, this guy, and turn this guy into Dragoon. And because this card is treated as Dark Magician in the graveyard, you can just summon it back via the Eternal Soul or whatever it's called. Is it called Eternal Soul? Or is that the Blue Eyes one? Whichever one it is. So there's some pretty easy end fields for this already. I wonder if I can... I've got a picture in my Discord from when I was doing this earlier. Oh yeah, this is a replay we're doing, showing off a Beatrice combo. So this one is a Beatrice combo. Keep in mind, this is probably not what we're going to be doing, but this is just a little fun way to show off the skill. Alright, so you just need this card, and then 4 other just whatever cards, it's garnets, whatever. So, put this card on the field, activate it to grab 2 Dark Magician cards to your hand. You can then discard a card, summon the dude, grabs Dark Magician. Fusing off into this, so I can use the second part of the skill, which places Dark Magician Girl on the field. Adds to Myas. These two become a Beatrice. Beatrice can detach. And then we can either send a navigation, or we can send the spell card. Spell card draws 2. And already we've got a Beatrice, a Dragon Knight, Navigation Engrave, 4 cards in hand. No normal summon is used, so if you have access to Rod now, you just do Rod and then any other sort of combo you do from that. We're only on 3 summons, so we're safe to nib, and we can even turn this card into Dragoon, so then we're even safer to nib if you want to do a bunch of other summons. Because keep in mind, this is just a start of a combo. This is just showing off you can do all this, and then you can do any other stuff with the other 4 cards in your hand. So this skill is very, very versatile. You can do a ton of stuff with it. And yeah, this card can also dump a second navigation if we already have one of these, so we can have 2 navs engrave already. It's very, skill's looking very good. It's looking very good. I'm not sure what this deck's going to do going second yet, but going first, it's at least looking pretty good. Your wish is granted, damn likely tier 1. I think going second is really bad for them, but we'll see. We'll see. Yes, this also could be dumping an Orcust and going for Orcust combo if you wanted to. But it's probably better to just dump this and draw 2. But you probably can also, if you open this card, then you can just, yeah, dump something else, like Navigation. Have 2 Navigations engrave. So 2 spell negates, a Dragoon on field. Actually goes kind of crazy. You can add Zoo to it? I don't think you add Zoo. I don't think you'll add much to this skill, just because the skill is, it's quite bricky. Without playing a bunch of searches. Like, you have to play things like... You might even be so bad, you play things like Manju to search the... You start playing things like Manju, just so you can search... This web's not gonna load it. Come on, buddy. Come on. Everyone knows what Manju is. So you play Manju, it searches the ritual monster, so you can just... Yeah, so it doesn't brick itself. Anyway. Next skill. Intertwining Memories. You can use this skill's second effect once per turn and twice per duel. You cannot normal special summon excluding special summons from the extra deck any monsters except for cards that mention Fallen Valbaz, Ecclesia, Tri-Brigade, Springans, Sword Soul, Ice Jade. If your opponent has a card on the field or in their graveyard, you can normal summon 1 monster during your main phase, in addition to your normal summon or set. Reveal 1 Fallen Valbaz or a monster that mentions it, then add a total of 2 cards from either Ecclesia, Tri-Brigade, Springans, Sword Soul, Ice Jade, and or Branded High Spirits from your deck to your hand. Then shuffle 1 card from your hand into your deck. So this skill, at first glance, looks really good. But then you sort of realize, depending on what you're trying to play, it's probably not that good. This skill is, from what I've heard from other people have said, Sword Soul might love this skill, just as a new way to play Sword Soul. But Branded itself probably won't use this. They'll probably play Branded Despia. Because essentially... The Branded Despia deck that you guys might know from Master Duel back when it was, like, released, that deck in its entirety is going to be playable in Duel Links. And this skill stops you playing it. You can't play Despia with this. I think the decks more likely look like something like this. This is just a build I made on Discord earlier. Well, something like this. And this can't be played with the new skill, because it locks you out of all the Despia cards, which is really bad. So I think we're more likely to play something like this and use the old Branded skill. But yeah, this looks really good. Actually, really good. Because this is essentially just this is just Branded. It's Branded from the original from Master Duel. It's literally that. It's the same deck. It looks almost identical. It's funny looking at... I saw Marco linked a picture from my video the other day for a video I did of Master Duel. I'm trying to be able to find it even. What's that picture you linked, Marco? Yeah, picture from my Master Duel video, and you just look at it, you're like, oh, it's screening, of course, the Max Season Ash Blossoms. All these cards are in Duel Links now. It's literally just a Master Duel deck. So it's a Master Duel deck, but we got the added bonus of having a skill for it, which is kind of crazy. So, Yeah, I think this is going to be really, really good. Your end fields are looking exceptionally good. Of course, by the way, this build that I showed here doesn't have Dragoon in it yet. Because we don't know, Dragoon's coming like on the anniversary, which is like a week after the box. So this is just like before Dragoon, but after Dragoon you can make like this and turn this into Light Hex Sealed Fusion, the fusion substitute, and then play Dragoon in this as well, which is kind of cool. So I think this deck's going to be exceptional, absolutely exceptional, or some version of this deck is going to be exceptional. You also just have Destiny monsters. Like I said, I'm using the old skill. You're not using this one. This skill I don't think is going to be used for branded. It's good. This is like a sword cell skill. You wouldn't use this for branded. You also notice that this list doesn't use there's no kit in here, and we're getting kit in the new box. It's because the old skill doesn't use doesn't let you summon kit. So I don't think we're going to be using this one. Some people might. I don't think this skill is bad necessarily. I just think locking yourself out of the Despia stuff is really bad for branded, so I wouldn't bother. Alright, next we have Starry Slumbering Memories. You can use this skill second to 30 fates once per duel. You cannot special summon, excluding special summons from the extra deck, any monsters except DRYTRON monsters or ritual monsters, or normal summon any monsters except light monsters. Reveal one level 1 DRYTRON monster from your hand, then add one ritual monster or Meteonis DRYTRON from your deck to your hand, then send one level 1 DRYTRON monster from your deck to the graveyard. If your opponent controls a monster, add one DRYTRON spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. So this is the only deck I haven't actually explored a bit yet, so I actually don't know a whole lot about what this skill is going to be, how good this skill is. The skill seems pretty good, but I'm quite worried for DRYTRON, because the way this deck is typically played in actual modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff is using a bunch of light fairy ritual things, like heralds and stuff, which we're not getting. So I don't really know what this deck's going to be doing. It's going to be setting up like a negate, a pop, and something else. I'm not super confident in this skill. Yeah, we don't have Ava, which is also big, because you don't get to search for like a shit ton of the fairy hand traps and stuff. So I'm not super convinced in this deck. I don't think it's going to be very good, at least from early glances. I think someone was showing some fields, stuff like his something people are doing, which is like, I mean, it's a field. I think DLM had some too. Show off in here. Where are we? I mean, these fields are like, they're not bad. I'm not sure how many card hands, so this is like I think this is just a full hand. It's got bounces, negates, destroys. It's not bad, it's just, I don't think this is particularly, I don't know. I have to wait and see on this one. I have to explore this deck more to know more about it. Well, the fields look like they might be okay for it. Alright, ZOODIAC Conclave. You can use the skill's first and second effect once per duel if your deck contains 6 or more ZOODIAC monsters and no Beast Warrior monsters other than level 4 Beast Warrior monsters. An incredibly weird restriction. So you can use pretty much anything in the game that isn't a isn't a Beast Warrior, isn't another level 4 Beast Warrior monster. Alright. At the beginning of the duel, add 2 ZOODIAC Rapier and 6 ZOODIAC Xyz monsters with different names to your deck and extra deck. You can only have 3 copies, blah blah blah. During this duel, you can only special summon ZOODIAC monsters with 2,000 or less attack, excluding special summons from the extra deck. Another weirdest restriction. Can be activated on turn 2 and onwards. Play one Beast Warrior type monster that can be normal summoned or set from your deck in face down defense position. Its battle position can be changed. So this skill is looking like a Tri-Brigade skill. A lot of people saw Zoo and they get very excited because they hear, oh, this deck was like tier 0 at some point in TCG. It's looking not that fantastic in Duel Links. The thing that I think keeps ZOODIAC back when it's added to Duel Links specifically is there's no main phase 2. Because one of the biggest upsides of this deck is you normal summon a ZOODIAC, you turn it into the one that can hit directly. Let's say your opponent's field is literally like 5 negate, maybe not 5, it's like 3 negate monsters on field. Your opponent's like just covered their field in negate monsters, right? You'd summon a ZOODIAC, you normal summon it, you turn into the one that can hit directly, you hit him in the face, then you go to main phase 2, rank it up, rank it up, rank it up, rank it up, like a massive pile of ZOODIAC monsters, slap a Zeus on top, and then you just activate Zeus, they try to negate it, you activate Zeus, they try to negate it, you activate Zeus again, try to negate it, and rinse and repeat, right? And their opponent's entire field is gone. Zeus is insane for this deck. And there's no main phase 2 or Zeus in Duel Links. So I don't know how good this is in modern day. Probably not too great. You can do some cool things with this. Like, there are some very banger combos that you can do, but they don't really... Outside of doing Tri-Brigade stuff, on its own, it just sort of gets a bunch of pieces on field. Here's something that I was doing. You get a whole bunch of pieces on field and you turn into, like, some stuff. It's not really... I don't know. It's basically doing what Tri-Brigade was already doing. Like, this is just... Tri-Brigade was already doing stuff like this, so it's not really, like, super impressive. You got the Negate plot, this dude, Crow, Dweller. It's not really super impressive, and there was other replays in here from... Tri-Brigade, which is also doing the same sort of thing. Yeah, it's just sort of like... But I didn't search these, just 2 extra cards in hand. So it's just sort of like 1 bounce, a pop, a banish, and then whatever cards you got in hand. It's just not that impressive, just like standard stuff we're already doing in current Duel Links for Tri-Brigade. So I'm not super confident in this being that much of a upgrade. Yeah. You can make... something cool you can kind of do is you can make rank 4 decks now have access to just a quick effect pop very easily now, because you can just put 2 level 4s on field. Well, you put 2 level 4s on field, you make like this card, then you just rank it up into the Trident. So you can have these 2 as like a package in other decks now, other rank 4 decks, which is kind of cool. But I don't really think the ZOODIAC skills are going to be doing much outside just standard Tri-Brigade stuff. Nothing too exceptional. It does give you the added bonus of going second. You can place a dude on field, I guess. Zeus at home goes crazy in this. He's I don't know. Probably not. Based on Knight takes 2 level 4s, whereas... The whole thing with Zeus is you just sort of do everything without summoning much. You just commit only 1 ZOODIAC. Yeah, I'm not too confident in this skill. All right, next we have TRAPTRIX Territory. Now this skill looks fun. This skill looks very fun. During your turn, you can normal summon or special summon exclusive special summons from the extra deck, or those from your opponent's graveyard or banished cards, any monsters except earth, insect, or plant monsters. Reveal a TRAPTRIX Garden or TRAPTRIX Holotea from your hand and send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard, then select from among the TRAPTRIX monsters as well as the whole and or hold normal trap cards, add a total of 2 of those cards to your hand. During a turn in which your opponent has activated an effect, you can normal summon up to 2 times. From turn 2 and onward, you can play 1 TRAPTRIX monster from your deck or your extra deck. So first thing, this skill is locking you only during your turn, so you can play Nibiru in this, which is kind of neat considering this deck sucks going second. And the skill is looking very good, because you're essentially setting up... There's actually I've got a whole bunch of replays I can show, because someone kindly in our Discord did a bunch of replay testing with this already. And they are looking very good, looking very similar to just what you can do in Master Duel with it. So I only show off one of these, but just as an example. Just Mellow, and then just a bunch of random cards in hand. Mellow grabs you a trap card, being the Holotea, which you can activate instantly. I'm going to reveal it with the skill first, to search your deck for a couple of cards. Link 1, activate the Holotea because it's just going to be used on turn 1. Triggers the effect of your Sarah, summoning your dude from the deck. This card can grab back the trap card from the graveyard. Triggers the Sarah to summon, get another trap card. Make your Xyz. This card can then revive a dude. You can summon this card for another one as well. There's just a standard looking Enfield. Maybe there's some stuff that's a bit like iffy in here, like extending with this is a bit, maybe not that great. But just for a one card combo, it's looking pretty good. It does everything the TRAPTRIX skill you'd want it to do. It just gives you giga consistency, basically, and you can grab whichever trap cards you want. Yeah, no redoer is sad, and the other thing that's super sad, that makes this kind of depressing, is from what I've seen people talk about with this deck, Wrath might just not be used. People are thinking they might just play Dweller instead. Because we already have access to whichever trap holes you want very easily. This might as well just be a Dweller. And the problem with Dweller being limit 1 is it stops Wrath being played, because this card for some ungodly reason is still limit 1. So yeah, I kind of wish they did something about Wrath being limit 1 before releasing this deck. Maybe if they were super scared of Treacherous, they could just ban Tretch before releasing this. Yeah, there's no Gravedigger's Trap Hole, which is terrible, because that's one of the main reasons to use this card. Even outside of just being anti-nib combos, just having access to Gravediggers is a great hand trap. Oh, great trap card. It's a card that stops graveyard effects. It will allow us to not have to play Dweller. But yeah, it's kind of likely people are going to be playing Dweller over Wrath, which is incredibly sad, considering this is sort of meant to be the boss monster for the deck. We'll see though, we'll see how it turns out, but I would be very depressed if that's how everything turns out, and hopefully Konami decides to either ban Dweller or release Wrath, because I don't want that to be the case. That sounds super depressing. But skill's great though, skill's great. Alright, we've got your boulders. This is a skill for Dragon Rule Earth stuff, which we're not going to bother reading because we don't care. Alright, moving on. Let's read the box now. Alright, so where do we start news at? Why is everything weirdly ordered? Isn't everything normally ordered in... Yeah, whatever. Times about your cosmic cyclones? Maybe. This box kind of mid. What are you on about? Some of those art types look a little bit not great, but then we've got Brandon, which just looks absolutely exceptional. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Gravediggers was a selection box card, because there is still the selection box cards that haven't been announced that could be coming. And if there's some banger cards in there, could save us. Alright, so first up, we have DRYTRON Delta Altius. Comes normal summon or set, must be better summoned by the effect of a DRYTRON card. You contribute one other DRYTRON monster or ritual monster from your hand or field. Special summon this card from your hand or graveyard in defense position. Then you can reveal one ritual monster or ritual spell in your hand, and if you do, draw one card. You know, special summon monsters for blah blah blah. So yeah, this entire art type is going to look very similar in terms of they all just sort of have this effect where they distribute stuff, summon themselves. A lot of searching and stuff. This one's on the weaker side because it's just giving you a draw, whereas a lot of them are just searching for specific cards, such as just grabbing the ritual monsters and ritual spells that you're looking for. But draws aren't bad. I assume you might want to play this as a one-off just for, if you've already got all the pieces you need in hand, you just get a draw from this card, which seems pretty good. Yeah, so this card is just a draw one. Normally, though, you'd want to go for the actual searches rather than just drawing a card. But if you've got everything else, you might just want to draw a card. I can see this being seen play, maybe. DRYTRON Asterism. What the fuck is this? A quick play. During the main phase, target one DRYTRON monster, ritual monster you control, and when face-up monster your opponent controls, that monster loses 1,000 attack at the end of this turn. And if it does, destroy that opponent's monster. A quick effect pop spell card. Is this searchable, chat? Is there anything that searches for DRYTRON spell cards? I don't know if they only search for ritual spells or not. Is this searchable at all? Who's, any DRYTRON gamers in chat? The field spell can search it? Okay. If it's searchable, that makes it potentially usable. Because we are going to be ending on, maybe actually ending on a DRYTRON monster. As opposed to a lot more generic stuff like Master, because we don't have any of the Heralds, so ending on a DRYTRON monster is kind of likely. I guess you'd also target the DRYTRON Xyz monster, which is guaranteed on the field. Going second? I should probably not close that tab, just in case I want to read the going second skills and stuff. Going second effect. What was it? Oh, you can use this to grab it too. Yeah, skill going second. Okay, this might see use. We'll see. Not the worst card ever. It's just a pop one. Most of your stuff will be in defense position anyway, so the 1000 attack cost doesn't really matter too much. Yeah, no Herald does make a DRYTRON pretty meh. DRYTRON Nova. Spell or summon a DRYTRON monster from your deck, but destroy it during the end phase. You can activate this once per turn. You can't spell or summon monsters except monsters that cannot be normal summoned or set the turn you activate this card. Well, this just gives you any of your DRYTRONs you want. I assume it just triggers all their effects. Actually, it doesn't really trigger their effects, does it? Basically just link it, you just succeeds it off and summon it back from grave or whatever. So it's just a pseudo searcher, I guess. Searches for any of the DRYTRONs. Seems pretty decent. Especially going second, considering you just add this to hand if you want it. Oh, you can link it off. Yeah, that works too. Link Rebo. Yeah. I was thinking seizing it off, but of course, you can just link these are like level 1 monsters, right? You can just link it off and then summon it back. Yeah, that works pretty well. Alright, DRYTRON Beta Rastaban. Cannot be summoned or set, must be able to summon the effect of a DRYTRON card. You can choose one other DRYTRON monster or ritual monster from your hand or field. Spell summon this card from your hand or graveyard in defense position, then you return one of your banished DRYTRON monsters to the graveyard. You can spell summon monsters except monsters that can be summoned, blah blah. I mean, it's good for like a more grindier sort of a game, I guess. I don't think you would use this as part of like your turn 1 stuff. Seems a bit more mid. Alright, what have we got here? DRYTRON Eclipse. Target one DRYTRON monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Is that even good? During your main phase, set the turn this card was sent to the graveyard. You can banish this card from the graveyard and target one DRYTRON monster you control against 2000 attack at the end of your opponent's turn. Isn't this like really mid? Don't most of your DRYTRONs summon from grave anyway? I guess the rituals don't. Actually, can't use the ritual spell to summon from grave anyway. Why do you want to add DRYTRON cards from grave? You looked at skills. We just did the skill look, buddy. Whole start of the stream was looking at the skills. You want to scroll back and look at those. Yeah, this card seems really bad. So they all summon from grave anyway. This is just the dragon ruler thing. You can discard this card, add one dragon type or earth monster, spell summon Redox from your deck. You can attack this turn, same as the other dragon ruler-y cards we got in game currently, just for the other type. This one's got a cute card art though. ZOODIAC Gathering. I've never read this card in my life, so let's see what the fuck this thing does. I've never seen this ever. If a ZOODIAC Xyz monster control would detach its Xyz material to activate an effect, you can attach Xyz materials from another Xyz monster control instead. Use the effect once per turn. You banish this card from your graveyard, target 2 ZOODIAC monsters you control, attach one of those to the other monster's Xyz material. I think I understand why I've never read this card now. I think I understand. I think I understand why. Moving on. Alright, Ram. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target one ZOODIAC monster in your graveyard, except Ram, special summon it. Next, these monster's original type is Beast Warrior that has this card of material gains this effect. When your opponent activates a trap card or effect that targets this card, quick effect, detach from material, negate the activation. Alright, so this card is very good. This card's used in all your ZOODIAC combos. Very, very commonly it is used to get... Can you stop spamming my chat, please, buddy? I'm going to ban you. This card, if it is popped via your Trident, it summons back dudes from graveyard, then those dudes can be used. I'm just going to ban this guy. I can't even tell if he's a bot or not. Bye-bye. Yeah, this card, when it's destroyed by your ZOODIAC, it will summon the ZOODIAC back from the graveyard. Very, very commonly used. This card's also pretty good against things like Imperm for your starting combos. You can't, your opponent, or even during your opponent's turn, I mean. You have this dude, you have your, like, Drytron on field. Your opponent tries to use Imperm on your Trident. This card protects it from the Imperm, which is kind of useful. But more commonly, this is just used for your ZOODIAC combos. They all use the, yeah, all your ZOODIAC combos use this. Tons and tons of ZOODIAC combos use this card. This deck can actually get a buttload of materials on field. Absolute buttload. So we'll see what people end up doing with it. But it's probably just going to be a Tri-Brigade spam sort of a deck. ZOODIAC Borbo. 5 level 4 monsters. Once per turn, you can also Xyz summon this card by using one ZOODIAC monster you control with a different name as Xyz material. This card gains attack and defense equal to the attack and defense of all ZOODIAC monsters attached to it. This card can attack directly. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, whilst it has 12 or more materials, you can send as many cards as possible from your opponent's hand and field to the graveyard, then change this card's defense position. Alright, so that last effect is literally never going to happen. It's not going to happen ever. This card in Duel Links is probably just going to be fodder to go into your other monsters. I don't see a reason why you'd actually use this otherwise, because you can't make Zeus in this game, which is the main reason this card exists in Master Duel. Or the main reason it's used in Master Duel. So it's just kind of... It's just going to be one of the people you just sort of rank into. You're not going to get much use out of this card otherwise. So yeah, he's just gonna be chilling. Bro's talking about Zoo in the big 2026. Yeah. Alright, another ZOODIAC card I've literally never read in my entire life. ZOODIAC Combo. What the fuck does this do? Target one ZOODIAC sees monster control. Attach one ZOODIAC monster from your deck to that monster. During either player's turn except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you banish this card from your graveyard, then target 5 ZOODIAC cards in your graveyard, shuffle all 5 into the deck, and draw 1. Yeah, it's a card that exists. I mean, in this game, it's going to be hard to have your extra deck space for your ZOODIACs. The skill obviously gives you some of them, but it's still going to be kind of rough. So I guess maybe you'd want to... Who am I kidding? You're not playing this. You're not playing this. Send him to carry with Rapier. I mean, I guess that is an option. It is like... We are going to have extra deck troubles in Duel Links. Maybe people actually do play this just to get their resources back. Maybe. I don't think so, though, but maybe. Alright, we've got Hammer Kong. This guy's a big boy. Once per turn, you can summon it, blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. While this card exceeds material, your opponent cannot target face-up ZOODIAC monsters on the field with card effects, except this one. This card is also very similar to this card in that it's just going to be used as just your initial climbing Xyzs. You don't really care about their effects too much, because their effects are pretty just meh. Both their effects are not just... We just don't really care too much about them, so... It's going to be used as your fodder for your combos. You're not actually going to care too much about their effects. Alright, moving on. Gunkan Suship Shiraru. If you control a Gunkan Suship blah blah, or an Xyz monster that has Gunkan as material, you can spell summon this card from your hand. During your main phase, you can spell summon one Gunkan monster from your hand except Suship. Then you can take any number of Gunkan Suship Sharis in your deck or graveyard and place them on top of your deck in any order. Use the effect once per turn. Wow, this card's actually fantastic. What the hell? Well, Suship players are going to be eating good, considering this is a normal rarity, so super easy to get a hold of. This is actually banger support for the deck, no? This card's super good for the deck. It's just more extension. Why not? Yeah, that's a banger card. Is there any other Suship support in this box? Got a continuous spell. Is that the only... That's the only other new Suships, right? Oh no, we're getting this card too. Is this also a field spell searcher or something? Damn. Oh, Sushi, we're gonna love this. This card is fantastic. Has an Exceeds? Is that in here too? Oh, is that this one? Yeah, it must be that one. Yeah, very good. Very, very good. Sushi players are gonna be rejoicing. ZOODIACs, they have a field spell? There's so many cards I've just never seen before for ZOODIAC, because I've never used them. I played a lot of ZOODIAC in Master Duel, but I never played any of these random ass cards. ZOODIAC Sign. All ZOODIAC monster control gain 300 attack and defense. Monster your opponent controls cannot target face-up Beast Warrior monster control for attacks, except the highest Beast Warrior monster attack. Once per turn, if a ZOODIAC monster control will be destroyed by card effect, and you destroy a monster in your hand or field instead. Alright, that is one of the cards that exists of all time, I guess. Alright, moving on. ZOODIAC Bunny Blast. If this card destroy battle or card effect, you can target one ZOODIAC card in your graveyard except Bunny Blast, add it to your hand. An Exceeds monster whose original type is Beast Warrior and has this card as material gains this effect. During either player's turn, when your opponent activates a spell card or effect that targets this card, detach your material and negate the activation. Alright. I guess it's kind of cool with DRYTRON can pop this to search, try add resources back from graveyard maybe. The target spell thing is probably not that useful. It's not like Book of Moon's like popular nowadays. There's not really many target spells like that. But yeah, I guess it can be used for recycling stuff. It's probably not that fantastic though. Gee, I wonder why. Yeah, this card's kind of ass. This one's alright though. Probably not gonna see that much in usage though. ZOODIAC, not ZOODIAC. I'm gonna keep calling it whatever I want to call it. It's got Zoo in its name, mate. ZOODIAC Cataroost. If this card is destroy battle or card effect, target one ZOODIAC coming over, blah, shuffle it into the deck. And if these monsters type Beast Warrior's effect, during either player's turn, when your opponent activates a monster effect targets this card, touch on material, negate the activation. Now, that's a bit better. This is good into hand traps specifically, like Veiler. I think is it Morna that also targets? So that's not bad for your turn to one combos-ish. It's not the worst. It's also not the best, but it's not the worst. It's good to have a protection from certain things. Oh yeah, he's just a guy. Not bad though. Alright, Tiger Mortar. Once per turn, you can attach one material from this card, then target one Exceeds monster you control, add one ZOODIAC monster in your graveyard, attach that ZOODIAC monster to this card as material, or to that monster as material. This card is also, it's kind of hard to explain ZOODIAC until you actually see them in action, because most of this stuff is just going to make a lot more sense when you see them doing their comboing stuff. This thing is very, very important for certain combos, because it allows you to essentially do, because a lot of your ZOODIACs aren't hard once per turns, you can revive them from the graveyard, then reuse them. So later on you'll see a card up here, wherever it is, Broad Bull or whatever his name is. Wait, is he not in this box? Where is he? Oh, where's Broad Bull at? Is he just from a skill? He must be just in the skill. Oh yeah, there he is. This guy. Your Broad Bull. This card searches your deck for just any Beast Warrior monster. So you can use this search for a Beast Warrior, put it in the graveyard by just ranking it up, detaching it, whatever, reviving it with the other ZOODIAC, wherever it is, this one. Then you can always Pop Guy, actually, wherever he is. Pop Guy. Your Pop Guy revives him. Then you can just put materials and stuff below it using this card and then search again a second time. It'll make sense when you see replays and combos of this. You essentially just loop cards like this one, or loop cards like the revive card to just get more use out of them. So this effect is actually quite useful. This isn't Pokemon? Or is there a Tiger Mortar in Pokemon or something? Well, the exercise effect ZOODIAC. If you're trying to play it in other decks, yes. If you're trying to play it in ZOODIAC, the skill, this one does give you a lot of them to the extra deck, which helps a bit. But even then, it'll probably still be affected quite a lot. Especially considering things like Tri-Brigade are also pretty extra deck heavy, and that's the main combo with this in Duel Links. Yeah, it might be a... Extra deck might be super annoying. It might be one of those decks where you try to set up everything going first, and then your follow-up plays are really bad. Because currently, in dueling, one of the main Tri-Brigade things they do is they shuffle cards back with the skill, right? They shuffle back their link monsters and stuff. You can't even do that with this one. So, I don't know. I think they've done the ZOODIAC skill kind of dirty, not gonna lie. We'll see. Can it work with Lunar Light? Not well, because I'm pretty sure the skill locks you out of... What was it? No Beast Warrior monsters on level 4 Beast Warrior monsters. Any non-level 4 Beast Warriors in Lunar Light, you can't use them. Which I think there is. Branded Lost. The activation of your cards and effects and include an effect that fusion summons a fusion monster cannot be negated. Pretty useful-ish effect, not that insane though. Also, your opponent can activate cards or effects when a fusion monster is summoned this way. That's pretty decent against things like trap holes and stuff, so TRAPTRIX and Shambles. If you fusion summon a fusion monster, you can add one Fallen Avowbaz or monster that mentions it from your deck to your hand. That's very, very useful, because it allows you to essentially grab a Courier, who's also in this box later on, who's just a hand trap negate. So I suspect this card will see play. This card's pretty good. It's a card that searches resources, stops your stuff being negated somewhat. It's just pretty decent. It's pretty decent. Yeah, there's no F-Zero, which makes trying to make ZOODIAC cards work also really sus. Yeah, Branded Lost is a pretty good card though. So it's good for like grindier games. Can you keep using the search effect of it too? With Branded is typically a pretty grindy deck, so if this card remains on the field, you're just going to be continuously searching things. Alright, Dragon Bite. When this card's normal summoned, you can special summon one level 4 or lower insect monster from your hand. I think this is like be used with the TRAPTRIX skill. I don't think you will though. You banish one level 4 or lower insect monster from your hand, graveyard, or face-up field, and target one face-up monster you control, increases level by the level of the banished monster. It's not even that bad of a card. It's a level 4 that summons a dude from hand. You can then, it's a tuner itself, so you can use it for synchro summoning. You can change the level of things. It's not even a bad card. Something might use this. I don't think we're going to be playing this in TRAPTRIX, but something might use it. I don't know what deck would like to use this, but it's really not that bad of a card. He's alright. Insect tuner that can summon more tuners? Sure. Or, no, summon more insects, sorry. Sure. B-Trooper card, maybe? Branded Lost is the weirdest card in the art type? What's weird about it? Alright. Tribe Drive. If you have 3 or more different monster types on your field, you can choose 3 monsters from your deck with different types from each other, but with the same type as the monster you control. Then your opponent randomly chooses one for you to either add to your hand or special summon, or to place the remaining on the bottom of the deck. Why would you use this? The fuck did I just read? Alright, moving on. Sword Soul Strife. If a card is banished except during the damage step, you can banish one Worm Synchro Monster or Sword Soul card from your hand, deck, graveyard, or face up on either field. If this card is banished, you can special summon one Sword Soul token. While that token is in the monster zone, the player who summoned it cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except Synchro monsters. Give the token to your opponent or what? Oh, it's the player who summoned it, right? Weird. Okay, I mean that's a card of all time, I guess. I guess it's good at mirror matches or something. I don't know what to say about that one. Now this is a weird card, this one. Pendulum, ew. If a monster is pendulum summoned, return this card to the hand. When this card is normal summon, you can return all cards from you control in the same column as this in your pendulum zones to your hand. Then you can add one monster 2000. It's a Monarch card with 2400 attack and 1000 defense from your deck to your hand. Why is it? Is this like maybe some Monarch support or what? Once per turn during the end phase, if this card was normal summoned or flipped face up this turn, return this card to the hand. Why is this card in this box? This is a random edition. Isn't the 2400 attack, 1000 defense thing like Monarch support cards? This card's level 5 too. How do you even know what's summoning this? What is this thing? Alright, I think we're gonna move on from this card. Gunkan Sue-Ship Catch of the Day. Once per turn, you can reveal one Gunkan Sue-Ship Shari in your hand. Place one counter on this card. If you do, reveal one Gunkan Exceeds monster from your extra deck, and your opponent declares one Gunkan monster's card name, except Shari, that is mentioned on any Gunkan Exceeds monster. Then you can add the declared card from your deck to your hand. Okay. If you cannot add shuffle this card into the deck, if this card's control is destroyed by an opponent's card, your opponent pay exactly 500 life points for each counter on this card. Right. I mean, it seems pretty good. It's such a random, like, it's just a card value card, right? I guess it's not that good, though, because the issue is this card doesn't give you, like, a guaranteed search for the card you want. So maybe it's not that great. It's good in, like, a grindier game, but I think Sue-Ship's known for grindier sort of gameplay. Yeah, I don't know this card by JC play. It's not the worst, but it's a card that confuses your opponent. It will make your opponent time out if they go to the bathroom during your turn. You make them have to type in a card. They don't want to do that. What if they can't spell Gunkan? They're gonna struggle. This one is to battle the illiterate opponents, I guess. Make all your illiterate opponents time out from not being able to type in Gunkan Sue-Ship. Yeah, it doesn't sound that great. Alright, Caddy Corn. If this card is spell or summoned while you control no cards in your field zone, you can add one field spell from your deck to your hand. What the hell? I've never seen this card before. If this card's straight battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can target one field spell in your graveyard, add one card with its name from your deck to your hand. So you can summon this with, like, what, Lone Fire Blossom, I guess? Or a field spell searcher? Right? I mean, that's not even that bad. I don't know what decks would ever want to use this thing, but the card in itself isn't awful. If there is some sort of plant deck that wants to summon this and then search for a... Doesn't what's it call it? Rika have a field spell? Is this a Rika support card, maybe? I don't know what plant field spell decks exist that want to use this. But it's not a bad card on its own. Like, it's itself in a vacuum isn't a bad card. It just needs, like, an archetype that would want to use it. But field spell searches are good. Big fan. Level 4 is not a bad level for going into Exceeders or Synchros or... God knows, plants are mostly linking nowadays, aren't they? TRAPTRIX? Yeah, TRAPTRIX. I don't think TRAPTRIX are ever going to use this, though. That is true. There's a plant archetype that can use it. Got pinged on Discord. That's Jen. What does Jen want? I want to play League. League? Question mark? Not right now, Jen. Alright. Banishing Trap Hole. When your opponent summons a monster with 1500 or less attack, banish that monster with 1500 or less attack face down. We already have a card similar to this. I never really saw play, so I don't think we're ever going to really... I don't know if we're going to use this one. This one's really good if a certain meta pops up where, like, a fusion material or something appears that happens to have that stat line, and banishing it is really good. But you just use Void Trap Hole. Is it Void? Not Void Trap Hole. Is it Bottomless? 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 Yeah, he's the one that destroys and banishes this one, probably. It's 1500 or less, and this one's 1500 or more, so this one can also hit the yeah, I think Bottomless just infinitely better. I'm not sure what Alistair, I guess. Wait, is Alistair 1500? What's Alistair's stat line? I don't know why I'm looking this up, because it's super irrelevant, but... try not to sneeze. Hold up. Failed miserably. Oh, he's 1,000, right? Yeah. It's an Alistair card. Anti-Alistair card, sure. Yeah, I don't think this card's going to see play, though. I don't think there's any... If a particular meta shows up for TRAPTRIX or they want this, then sure. But most of the time, I think we're going to be using the other one. Pro-Plant Monster under 1,500? Yeah, true. Yeah, there might be some meta that's good for. We'll see. I think most likely it's not maybe that insane. Cyber Angel? Where's Natasha, by the way? Come on, if we're going to release a box that specifically contains a reprint of a Cyber Angel card, can we at least put Natasha in here? Come on, guys. Natasha better be in the selection box, okay? It's been... How have we not got Natasha yet, huh? Where's she at? Where? Where's my Natasha? When was this card released IRL? Cyber... Actually, we're just looking on... Neo Meta, or whatever the hell it's called. Natasha. Actually, a lot more recent than I thought it was. 2016 or 2017 for TCG. Damn. Actually, a lot newer than I thought it was. I say that as it's, 10 years old now or whatever, 9 years old, but... Add it to the game already. It's only a drop level up reward. I think everyone's got this card by now. Alright. DRYTRON Fafnir. This is a field spell. When this card is activated, add one DRYTRON spell trap from your deck to your hand. Already fantastic. Isn't this this is searched off the Xyz monster or something? I vaguely remember doing something like that with this deck. Maybe not. No, it's not. How's this card normally... Is this card normally searched for, chat? It is, right? How do we normally get this card? Or you just play 3 copies of it? It's been so long since I've touched even something remotely equating to DRYTRON. Is this card you just play 3 of it? Or is it a card that you get searched for as part of your combo? I can't remember. Oh, my nose is all, like, snuffly now. No, there's no Herald in this game. He will be able to when that stuff comes, but we're probably not going to get it. It's only search for the new level 7 drive. Oh, so it's not search. You just play 3 of it, I guess. Alright. So a bit of hay fever, guys. My bad. Only with the new stuff. Alright. The activation effects of ritual spell cards can't be negated. Once per turn, if a monster is normal or special summoned face up while you can try DRYTRON monster, you can reduce that monster level by 1 per 1,000 of its current attack for the rest of this turn. You can activate once per turn. Yes, this is a searcher card. Very good. Oh my god. I hate hay fever. Yeah. Well, you're probably just going to play 3 of it just because it's a searcher, right? You get either of this card, you get the Destroy card if you already got this one, or you can search the Ritual spell or whatever. Very good, very good. Alright, next up. You want to search this card. DRYTRON Meteor Shower. When your opponent normal spell summons a monster, while you control a ritual monster, negate the summon. If you do, shuffle that monster into the deck. Alright, oh my god, my fucking nose. Yeah. Ruining my box review right now, buddy. Come on, guys. I've got to pop some pills real quick. There's just hay fever pills, alright. Hay fever related pills. Just Tell fast. We're not doing drugs live on screen right now. Alright. So, DRYTRON Meteor Shower. This card is seeming pretty good. Seems to be fairly easily searchable. From the field spell, at least. So if you just open the field spell and you've already got everything you need, you can grab this card. Not the worst, not the worst. I'm not used to seeing it, because normally DRYTRON's more of a, make your heralds, but we don't have them in the game, so maybe we sort of fall back on cards like this. I mean, a counter trap negate isn't that bad, but I'm not really sure. Yeah, I'm not really sure how good the end fields are going to be for this. It's not bad, though. It's not bad. Drugs. Alright. DRYTRON Zeta out of blah blah blah. Tree 1 DRYTRON monster, spell summon this card, then you can add 1 ritual spell from your deck to your hand. Okay, so there's the ritual spell searcher. Good, good. Not much else to say about those. The same sort of effects for the DRYTRONs. You can just summon itself by attributing things. Grabs you your... It grabs you a ritual spell. A random out of order Suship. Speaking of the ritual spell, this card can be used to ritual summon any ritual monster from your hand or graveyard. Or graveyard is actually pretty crazy. You must also tribute machine monsters from your hand or field whose total attack is equal to or exceeds the attack of the ritual monster you ritual summon. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target 1 DRYTRON monster you control. It loses 1,000 attack, and then if it does, you can add this card to your hand. You can use this effect once per turn. So can this card be used for multiple ritual summons in the same turn? It can, right? It just can't be recycled multiple times a turn. This is a very good ritual spell. As far as ritual spells go, this one is crazy. Can ritual summon monsters from the graveyard? Can recycle itself for a second ritual summon? Holy. Yeah, as far as ritual summons go, this is a banger ritual spell card. Absolute banger. Very big fan of this card. Super, super, super good. Alright. Gunkan Suship Shiaro Class Carrier. If this card's a sea summon, you can play the effects. Gunkan Suship Shari, draw 1. Gunkan Suship blah blah. Add 1 Gunkan spell or trap for your deck to your hand. So it is the way you get your field spell. Most of the time. I don't know what else you'd search for with Suship. They don't even have any decent spell or traps outside of the field spell? They don't, right? This trap card is like dog. They really don't have that many cards, do they? Oh, there's this one now, I guess. Now, I seem to remember this deck always searching the field spell with this. But I guess this new one isn't... I guess it gives you a reason to use this now, just so this does net you, like, an extra card, I guess. So you might want to play one of this just to net you an extra card. Sure. Once face-up card is in the field, while face-up cards in the field zone, Gunkan monster you control, special summon from the extra deck cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, and gain equal attack equal to their... Oh, so that's why you use it. Okay. So this gives you Giga Boost to your Gunkan Suships. Which one does he have? Does any of them have a decent defense stat? 500, 300, 250. Okay, maybe not the most insane, most insane attack boost. But they are hidden directly, so any sort of direct damage is kind of deadly in Duel Links. Alright. Branded Retribution. This card is great. When a spell or trap card or monster effect is activated that includes an effect that special summons a monster, return to the extra deck 1 face-up fusion monster you control or 2 fusion monsters in your graveyard that mention Fallen of Albaz, and if you do, negate the activation. If you do that, destroy that card. You banish this card from your graveyard and target 1 branded spell or trap card in your graveyard, add it to your hand. This card is just great for all of its effects. It is... The shuffle back isn't even a bad thing, because remember, we're playing Duel Links, our extra deck space is tiny. this thing is a recycle effect for your graveyard stuff. So, yeah, this card is great. It is disruption. It is recursion. It literally gives you back on future turns. You can add things like branded fusion back to your hand or any of your branded spells. I love this card. I think everyone should be playing one of this. I'd be surprised if it doesn't turn out to be a one of in every single list. I'll be surprised. This card is really good. Like, if we're not playing one of this, I would assume branded is already in an absolutely insane state where they don't need it. Like, if we're not playing this card, the deck must already be fucking mental. So I assume we'll be playing this. I'm a big fan of this card. There's also a counter trap, and counter traps are fantastic because your opponent can't respond to them. So, big fan. Huge fan. Alright, next we have Branded Sword. Banish any number of branded spell trap cards in your graveyard, summon that many Ice Jade tokens. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one of your banished monsters that has fallen of Outbears or a card that mentions it, add it to your hand. Yeah, this one just gives you tokens. I mean, they're pretty fucking big tokens, to be fair. They are massive tokens. Those are some big boys. But you can't really do anything with them because Branded Fusion locks you out of things that are not fusion summons. So you get these big tokens, and they just sort of don't do anything. I just want to sit there and chill. Yeah, so I don't think we're using this one. It's not the worst card ever. The recursion effect's also pretty good, but it's yeah, we're just gonna play Retribution. The Grey effect. I mean, this card has the same Grey effect, so you just use this one. Wait, isn't it? Don't have the same Grey effect? Oh, this one monsters and this one spells. Ah, so recurs your monsters, alright. Especially Mercurial. I don't think we're going to use this. I'd be surprised. Not on 30 card decks. Maybe, but I don't think so. Wait, so it also recurs like the fusions anyway, so you're only getting like the monsters back from this one, like the main deck monsters. Alright. Tri-Brigade Mercuria. When your opponent activates a monster effect while you control a fusion monster that lists Fallen of Outbears as material, quick effect, you can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard and negate that effect. If this card is banished, you can add one Fallen of Outbears or card that mentions it from your deck to your hand except itself. It's a hand trap, it's going to be searchable off of Lost, which is very important. And it can be pretty easily banished with the... Which one does the banishing? Which one is it? Do you do banishing? Or is it the other one that does the banishing? This one's shuffling. It must be the other one. What's his name? Al something? Albion. That's it. Yeah, you can use Albion to banish it. You can summon level 8 lower fusion monster by banishing materials. So you can use Albion to summon something that uses a dark material. These things are dark, you'd banish it, and then you get its effect to search for a card. So there is this card is just very, very good. It's used as hand trap. It's easily searched off of your Lost. It's probably going to be your main target to search off Lost, honestly. And then on future turns, or even during mostly on future turns, you can use it as material to from graveyard to add cards from deck to hand as well. Yeah, big fan. Alright, I might go to the toilet real quick, so I'll BRB real quick. Feel free to read the card on screen. We back. Alright. TRAPTRIX Arachno Camper. Better make sure everything's working still. We're live still? We're still live? Yeah, we're still live. Alright. Arachno Camper. Unaffected by the effects of whole normal traps. The first time each set card in your spell and trap zone will be destroyed by a card effect each turn, it is not destroyed. During the main phase, if you control a TRAPTRIX monster, you can just special summon this card from your hand, or do not special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except insect or plant monsters. So, very important to note this card. It is a fantastic extender, but it's an extender that you want to use at the end of your turn as your last Xyz summon, or something you just want to have on your field to defend your back row. Because otherwise, you lock yourself out of things like your Dwellers, or your... mostly just Dweller right now. Oh yeah. Great extender, but it locks you into your TRAPTRIX monsters. There are some good TRAPTRIX Xyz monsters, like the one we're going to get from a ranked reward, which is... Actually, we don't know about that card yet, so I probably shouldn't talk about it. There are some good TRAPTRIX Xyz monsters to go into in this, potentially. But the lock is kind of bad for going into... Yeah, Dweller. Yeah, still Wrath and stuff, but the issue with Wrath is she's element 1, which could be a problem, because it stops you playing Dweller. Alright. Diablo-Lantis, the Menacing Mantis. Banger card name. If this card is synchro summoned, you can send insect and or plant monster in your deck to the graveyard up to the number of non-tuners used for its synchro summon. Okay. You control this synchro summon card, you can target one insect or plant monster you control, treat it as a tuner. You use each effect once per turn. This card seems pretty good. It's a card that's going to give you plenty of random graveyard effects from your insects, which there are tons of them. And then you can use it to climb into a bigger synchro monster, I guess, by turning something into a tuner. I don't know if B-Trooper is going to use this, or what art type would actually use it, but that's actually not even a... It's not even a bad effect. It just triggers a bunch of graveyard effects, and you can use it to sort of climb into something bigger. Yeah, she's still at 1. I don't know why. People are scared of the, oh no, not treacherous trap hole. No! How dare that one Xyz monster pop too? How dare it? Alright. TRAPTRIX Garden. During your main phase, you can normal summon one TRAPTRIX monster in addition to your normal summon or set. The first time each insect or plant monster you control will be destroyed by battle each turn, it is not destroyed. You can banish one monster you control, special summon one TRAPTRIX monster from your hand or graveyard. Alright, this card is great in every effect. It's a card that gives you 2 normal summons, which is really good considering a lot of your TRAPTRIX have decent effects on normal summon, whether that be searching trap holes or searching TRAPTRIX. I can't remember what the other one. Which one does this one search? Is it... Yeah, TRAPTRIX monsters. You need like this one to search a trap, you can also summon this one to search a monster. It stops your plant monsters being destroyed the first time by battle, which is kind of relevant considering your Xyz monster, or your Link monster is just a dude that just sort of chills on field. 800 attack, very, very killable. And yeah, then banish monsters to special summon TRAPTRIX from your hand or graveyard. So, because also your TRAPTRIX have effects when they're special summoned as well. So things like this one gets you pop back row, I think. Some pops back row. I think this one banishes a card, I think. Yeah, so you can use that to trigger their effects as well. Is this deck going to have 3 normal summons? Potentially. Is it your opponent to use an effect? How does it get the 3rd one? Yeah, during a turn which your opponent has activated an effect, it gets you another normal summon. So yes, this deck will have a billion normal summons. If they use a hand trap on you. Alright, moving on. Tantalizing Tune. Discard one level 4 insect or plant monster or one normal trap. Draw 2 cards. You banish this card from your graveyard, then target one of your banished level 4 insects or plants or normal traps placed on the bottom of the deck. Alright, so this card is a draw 2, but it's one of those it's one of those spell cards that is... It seems good when you read like, oh, it's a draw 2 card, but it's also discards a card at the same time, so it's not like Pot of Greed where you're gaining value from it, you're just sort of trading with it. It's not the worst. Like, there's cards, obviously, like, what's that spell card that just got limited and master duel, actually? The spell card that banishes a card, draws 2. Like, there's cards that have seen play that do this kind of an effect, but it's not that crazy. Like, I don't think I'm going to be playing it. This seems super useful if you were playing a deck that could brick. But yeah, Allure of Darkness, or whatever its name is. But this card, it seems like if your deck bricked a lot because it had a shitty skill, having something like this to unfix bricks would be good. But I don't think this deck is going to be bricking, so I prefer just have tech cards to help going second, considering going second is probably going to be the main downside of this deck. Going first is like, just trap hole your opponent to death or whatever. But going second is going to be pretty hard. Yeah, so I think you'd probably be playing tech cards over cards like this. Otherwise, you'd just be... Yeah, I think your deck has to be really bricky to want to use this, I think. If it netted you value, it'd be good, but it doesn't really net you value most of the time. Sometimes putting a trap card in graveyard that you can add back with your monster can be pretty good, but you can get other trap cards in graveyard by other means anyway. It doesn't seem that great. Does this set include who? How do you... I'll let chat answer that question. I'm not legally allowed to answer that question, but I'm sure someone in chat could answer that question for you. I'm not legally allowed to answer it. I'm excited chat's already answered it. Anyway, special summon this card as an effect monster with the following effects. If this card is special summoned, you can target face-up cards your opponent controls up to the number of illusion monsters you control and negate their effects at the end of this turn. If this card battles a monster, neither can be destroyed by that battle. Is this that card that's grabbed from that rabbit? Is this the rabbit card? I don't know how to spell silhouette. I don't know if rabbit does it come up. Oh, there's a lot of rabbits in the game. This one. If this card is linked summoning someone continuous trap directly from your deck with an effect that special summons itself as a monster. Oh no, that's the other one. I guess you... What is this card then? Oh no, it does summon itself as a monster. Ah, okay, so that screams we've got our first selection box target. Okay, so this is going to be in the selection box. So I guess we'll go through this now, just because it's probably going to be in the selection box. Be shocked if it isn't, just based on the fact we're getting a trap card that is synergized specifically with this. 2 effect monsters. If this card battles a monster, neither can be destroyed by battle. You can use the following effects once per turn. If this card's linked summoned, you can set a continuous trap from your deck with an effect that special summons itself as a monster. Also, this card cannot be used as link material effects this turn. If a card is special summoned from the spell and trap card zone to the monster zone, you can target one spell or trap your opponent controls, destroy it. This card is fantastic, by the way. This card is actually fantastic. This is any 2 monsters, so similar to IP, nets you a trap card that can be used for negation, or I don't really know which other ones you'd want. Probably just the, I'm thinking of the level 6 one that we've currently got that has a lock on it. It comes over, I just type in trap. Maybe. This one, right? Yeah, there's your deity, which is 2000 attack monster, kind of gigantic. But yeah, you can have the silhouette trick, you can have that card, whichever one. Angel statue, who? Angel statue. Oh yeah, we didn't have this card though. This might be a selection box card as well though. Yeah, this card is fantastic, by the way. This is just generic Link 2 you can put in any deck that gives you an end field of a trap card. Seems very good. I wonder how many scenarios this is. The only downside of this is, of course, you're playing one extra brick in your deck, which makes it sort of worse than IP. But IP, of course, as an end-field monster, is forcing you to, like, discard a card if you want to go into Unicorn, has to have a card on field to turn into your Link 3. But there's no, like, locks on this or anything, right? It just can't be used as Link material afterwards, which is not even a problem. Yes, this card would. I think this card would just see a ton of play if it was released. Just any deck, you just want extra monster, you can just use that. You can even end on IP and Rabbit with a trap card. That's not even like that bad of an end field. It's just like tons of resources, just make a buttload of end field monsters. You can just end on just a Rabbit with an IP and whatever. Yeah, and of course, Odeon would love it too, of course. Yeah, I think this might actually see some play in some other decks. I wonder what decks actually want to use this though. Just generic summon of just 2 monsters make this. Because a lot of decks where IP feels kind of bad as an end field piece, especially when you don't want to discard cards for Unicorn. Feels kind of bad. Because you don't have like SP or anything. And generic negation that is just isn't this just like isn't an Omni negate, is it not? Oh no, this card's kind of weird. Wait, no, this is just an Omni-negate, isn't it? You just summon this thing and just Omni-negate something? Wait, is this just a generic Omni? It's just face-up cards, right? So can you use this in response to a spell card? To negate the spell card? Or is it... No? Is it because it should be a separate chain for the negate effect? Is this one the is this one an Omni? Yeah, it's Rufus? The card we're just looking at, this one? This one's an Omni though, right? Oh, this is only other continuous traps, so it's not quite as No, it's just yeah, it says this one's other. So it really had to be the other card. Was the that other card that we just looked at a second ago that isn't released, was that an Omni? Yeah, because Silhouette Trick isn't that insane then if it's not in response to it. Still not bad because you can use it on things that are gonna before they use their effect, but it's not as crazy. Yeah, it had to start a new chain to negate, which is definitely worse. But I guess if your opponent activates something like a fusion spell, you just chain this to the fusion spell, and then when the monster gets summoned, then this thing's effect would trigger, right? To negate whatever. How does that chain link work? Like, your opponent uses a branded fusion or something, then you chain this to the branded fusion, then their fusion monster summoned, then your monster summoned. Does their effect go off first, then your trap card effect goes off to negate? Or is it the other way around, where your trap would go first, then their monster would fuse? So you get the wrong order, and you'd be tilted. Who's an expert in this Silhouette Trick card? Oh, so you wouldn't negate their fusion monster. Okay, so you can use this in response to fusion spells, which should be good. The same player goes first. Alright. Alright. So if they activate, yeah, so if they use a branded fusion, then you're good. If they use the other fusion spell though, you're not so happy. Okay, so if your opponent uses like the quick play spell, branded in red, you wouldn't want to use this in response to that. But you use this in response to something like branded fusion. Yeah, we don't have the other card. If we get this in the selection box, we'd use it. Or whatever its name is. Is it Azure like this? No, how do you even... Someone in chat said it earlier. Whatever the name of it is. Azuroon. Once determine your opponent would special summon a monster while this card's in the monster zone. You can send one continuous trap in your monster zone to the graveyard that was special summoned from this trap card zone. Negate the summon if you destroy it. Oh, so you just summon this during the main phase. You just put this thing on field as just an extra disruption. Yeah, it's pretty good. But if we don't get this card, I assume you would be playing this one. Oh yeah, of course if you have Brain Lost, you can't use this in response to that. I was just looking for an example of like where this card could be super useful in. This card has potential. We'll see. Especially if we get this trap card, the potential goes up significantly. If we don't get this, or we might not even get the rabbit, by the way. We're just suspecting we're getting the rabbit because we're just randomly getting this card. It'd be kind of weird to get this without the rabbit. So we're just assuming we're getting it. Alright. Giant Craycorn. This card is a limit 2. So I assume this is going to be some sort of Kite-Roid effect. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can special summon this from your hand in defense position. If you do, change the attack target to it and perform damage calculation. Okay, you can target one plant monster you control except Craycorn. Its attack and this card become the total original attack. This card is dog shit. It's just a hand trap. Alright, I mean, if you want a searchable plants, Kite-Roid effect, there you go. We've now got one. Mr. Craycorn. Alright. Yeah, you can use it to pop on field spells too, which is good. Pop field spells and stuff. Actually, dog water. Alright, on to the SRs. We've got your DRYTRON Gamma. Cannot be normal summoned or set, blah 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 blah. You contribute one other DRYTRON, blah blah, special summon this card. Then you can special summon a DRYTRON monster with 2000 attack from your graveyard. Keep in mind, the skill puts a card in graveyard at the start of the game, so that's pretty good. Yeah, this just gives you a dude back from graveyard, which gives you materials for your ritual spell to then go into your big DRYTRON rituals, or gives you materials to go into things like your Xyz monsters. You can use it to go into materials like your Lyrilisk can go into that. The Lyrilisk cards, which are probably going to be used in this. I don't know why you wouldn't use them. So, yeah, very good. Just gives you material to go into whatever you want to go into. Super good. Is Alpha in the Ultra slot? Certainly is. Yeah, very good, very good. Alright. We've got the big payoff of the entire deck. Your DRYTRON Meteonis Dracon D's Nuts. Your opponent cannot target this card with monster effects. Okay. If the total level of by the way, this is 4000 attack. This guy's a pretty big boy. If the total levels of monsters used for its ritual summons are 2 or less, this card can attack all special summon monsters your opponent controls once each. Okay, that's... okay. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can banish monsters from your graveyard whose combined original attack equals exactly 2000 or 4000, then target one face-up card your opponent controls for every 2000 of attack of the total used. Send that card to the graveyard. So this can remove 2 cards. It can be a 4000 attack that can't be targeted by monster effects that just beats over your opponent's entire field. And that's basically it, really. This card is honestly a really good card. It's just... this is like the extent of your end field, right? It's just this guy. Like, he's a good card, he's just sort of it, though. This is your end field. It is this one dude. It's annoying that the quick effect is only during your opponent's turn, so you can't, like, ritual summon this, and if your opponent does have a way to remove it, you can remove your opponent's stuff in response. You can't really do that. You just summon this and just hope it sticks. Like, going second, that is. Going first, having this on the end field is just a remove 2, so it's not the worst. So like, I think most end fields to this deck are going to be like, insert whichever Lyrilisk monster you want to use, the one that says you can't die for the turn or the one that bounces, this dude to remove some stuff, and then the Xyz monster, which gives you, I think, a negate? I'm just reading right now. DRYTRON and Beta Fafnir. When you ritual summon, you can attach a material from this card as monsters required for the ritual summon. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. If this card is Xyz summoned, send one DRYTRON card from your deck to the graveyard. When your opponent activates a spell or trap card, white control machine, ritual monster, you can detach all material from this card to negate the activation. If you do, destroy that card. So we've got a dude that negates some shit, a dude that pops some stuff, and probably the Lyrilisk monster will be your end field. I don't know how consistently you can get this on field, but if you can get like this card with these two and the Lyrilisk monster, that would be a banger end field. I mean, someone did show an example of that, I think it was in DLM. Which is, if that's like a consistent end field, deck's probably fine going first. Yeah, it's not like this. If this is like a consistent end field, this would be a fine deck going first, but I don't really know what you do going second with it. Just try to get this thing on field and hope it sticks. This deck seems like the kind of deck where there's gonna be like no room for techs, I imagine. It's probably gonna be like so many, in-art type cards just to get the function going first. But we'll see. If that's like a super consistent combo, yeah, but yeah, kind of a banger deck. Nightingale's broken, you have an infinite follow-up? You have infinite follow-up? Oh, because your graveyard just summons itself, right? But you have to have cards to tribute for it to follow up, though. It's not that easy. Now, the spell card can keep recurring itself, but you have to have stuff to tribute to summon your dudes back. Actually, can you tribute any monster? Can it tribute the Nightingale itself? Or is it just a dude read? Can you tribute just like Nightingale? No, you can't. How often can the skill be used? Is it once per duel? Yeah, it's only once per duel. Well, if you have a Benton, just assuming you got a Benton in hand at the end of that. Okay. Yeah, we'll see, because any on the other Nightingale just so you don't die, it does sound like a good plan. You just sort of like rely on these other cards to delay your opponent a bit. So you can't die for the turn, and you've got Disruption to just sort of weaken their turn. Follow-up would be fantastic. No IP reprint. IP is... I was thinking IP might be the anniversary box card. Like, you know how they do these box every year for the anniversary? It has like all the alt arts in it. Like, the IP alt art would go fucking hard, you know? Have you guys seen the IP alt art? That shit is banger. I don't know if we can see it on this website. Yeah, there we are. That is a banger alt art. I don't know if they'll do that though. They probably won't. But that is a banger alt art. I don't know if they'll do that though. They might. Alright, where were we? Dragon Ruler. I don't need to go through the Dragon Ruler, right? It's just... You've seen what Dragon Rulers do by now. This is just the Earth equivalent. Alright, TRAPTRIX Sarah. This Link Summon card is unaffected by trap effects. Remember, guys, this card is unaffected by trap effects. You would be shocked the amount of times I've been impermed playing this. This thing has been impermed a lot, okay? So let's remember, okay? This thing is unaffected by trap effects. Let's not... Like, guys, okay? Let's not be using trap cards on this. It has happened more times than I would like to admit. I've seen people do this against this. Let's not be using imperm on this card. Alright. You can use each of the following effects once per turn, not during the damage step. If a normal trap card is activated, you can spell or summon a TRAPTRIX monster from your deck with a different name than cards you control. Keep in mind, if you imperm this, and it's unaffected, it is going to be triggering a normal trap card. You will get a summon for them. Okay. If your other TRAPTRIX monster effect is activated, you can set one normal trap hole from your deck. So this card is great. This card has 2 effects, both of which are fantastic. You use this card in combination with Holotea, which you can use on your turn. You activate the trap card, summons a dude, triggers Sarah, summon another dude. That triggers the effect of Sarah, then grab another dude. You get to it just goes on. It just goes on and on and on. Yeah. You have all the TRAPTRIX names, I think, except for a Link monster, which we don't use anyway because it's dog shit. Well, that's provided we get it from the other ones from ranked awards, which just bold guess we might get. There's no confirmation of that, but I would guess we might get them. Anyway. ZOODIAC DRYTRON. Once per turn, you can also see summon this card, blah, 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 this card, blah, blah, blah. Once per turn, during either player's turn, you can attach one material from this card, target one face-up card on the field, and destroy it. So, DRYTRON is very good, obviously. It can pop with your opponent's stuff. It's very good for the going second part of the DRYTRON skill, or the ZOODIAC skill, where you just put this on field to pop something. You can use it in combination with your Chikine, which is, this card is summoned by just 2 level 4s, so any Xyz deck can make this, and then link off, or Xyz off into this card for a pop. So this does technically give any rank 4 deck access to a quick effect pop now of any card. Is any card on the field or just monsters? It's any card, right? Yeah, which I don't think we haven't got an equivalent of this in Duel Links yet. There's no rank 4 that just target pops something, right? Outside of the back row popping one. We don't have this effect in Duel Links yet, right? So that's something new for rank 4 decks. Obviously, this thing's very good in combination with your Ram, because you can pop Ram to summon stuff back. You'll see that plenty of times when people combo with this deck. Yeah, it's definitely a good card. I'm just not sure what decks will want to use like 2 extra deck spaces to have this little rank 4 package in it. Because it is a pretty good rank. It is pretty cool just to make a rank 4 pop anything on field. The rank 4 has no attack though, because you're going to be using just generics for it. Yeah, they honestly should have given us a skill that made Zeus possible and just stuffed a Zeus in it. Then this deck would have been Giga. I don't think Utopia can use it, because Utopia has its extra deck space is kind of fucked right now. Because their skill forced them to play a random Xyz monster, right? I don't think there's any room to play 2, like a tool of 2 in their extra deck. It's more for like something like, I don't know, Shinobird or something that ends on rank 4s sometimes. You can end on a pop now if you wanted to. And Shinobird, I guess. If you're against a deck that doesn't play like, that you don't need Dweller for. They're already making IP Masquerader anyway, so it's not like this is a huge upgrade or anything. Look at this dude. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It has a main phase too. That's why I was saying a skill. The ZOODIAC skill could have Zeus in it, and they just make it so that you can use it in main phase 2 or something. How was your Christmas? It was pretty good. Had a good time. Got a lot of got some socks, got some underwear, got some shorts. It's pretty good. The wardrobe has been upgraded. Alright. ZOODIAC, Thoroughblade, and SR. If this card's normal or special summon, you can discard 1 ZOODIAC card, and if you do, draw 1 card. If this card attacks a monster, inflict piercing damage, and that's the Xyz effect. I mean, this card is like, he's fine. I think that the main issue with like when they were trying to put rarities on the ZOODIAC like main deck monsters is most of them don't really have any effects that we care about. They're mostly just, any of them don't really care which one we get. We just turn into an Xyz monster instantly. The only ones we sort of care about are the ones that are coming from the bundle or whatever. This one, like this one is the one we actually care about. This one just sort of like. Yeah, I mean, if you got like a brick in hand or something, you can just get rid of it for a draw, I guess. sure. There's not really care that much about in terms of like the actual main deck effects. It's mostly the ones that super matter is the Ram and yeah, this one, Rapier. Yeah, discard draw, cool. I don't know if this card really deserved an SR rarity, honestly. You might as well read the bundle card actually, since it's the last Zoo card, right? Oh, it's Barrage, but whatever. Rapier. If this card is normal summon, you can send one Zoodiac card from your deck to the graveyard. So this is very good because this gets your Ram engrave. And if sees monster's rune type is Beast Warrior that has this card's material gains this effect, once per turn detach one material to then summon a copy of this from your hand or deck. So we get one of this from the bundle, and then I believe the skill gives you the other two. Yes, it's the other two. So you have 3 of this. Meaning you put this on field, you rank it up, you can summon one from the deck, you can rank that one up, you can summon another one from the deck, and you get, see, like, where all the material comes from this. And of course, you can revive back from graveyard to get your Ram on field, then pop the Ram, summon a dude, and blah, 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 blah. Basically a combo into a bunch of different stuff using this card. Yes, the skill gives you Broadball. He is right here. He's chilling. So that's how you get Giga materials on field. Unfortunately, I'm not sure really what we're going to do with them outside of just some Tri-Brigade stuff, which by looks of things just ends on the same sort of Enfield's Tri-Brigade currently ends on anyway, so it's not really that much of an upgrade. But maybe the selection box has F0 in it, then we can end on F0 because he's kind of cool. Alright. Lubellion the Searing Dragon. Does the skill extra deck lock? No. The only thing the skill locks you out of is playing any Beast Warrior in your main deck that isn't level 4, and it stops you special summoning from anything that isn't 2000 or less attack, or less than 2000 attack or something, and excluding extra deck. Alright, Lubellion the Searing Dragon. If this card's fusion summon, you can discard 1 card, fusion summon a level 8 or lower fusion monster from your extra deck, by shuffling fusion materials listed on it from into your deck from among your cards on the field, in your graveyard, and or face-up banished cards. But for the rest of this turn, this card cannot attack. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the next deck except fusion monsters. So this card is... No, I don't think you can use Nib, no. This card is really good because one of the main benefits of this one over using the other one is this one shuffles back your resources. So once you've already used a ton of resources, this one kind of gives you them back again, which is really good. This one uses Dark, which is if you happen to have the materials for Dark, because Dark is a lot more common than Light in this in Branded, just in general. So it might be that you have to use this one just because you need a Dark monster. You can use the discard effect could be relevant, but yeah, typically this is like the follow-up one you use. You want to use your Albion first, and then on future turns you use this one, or as like later in that turn. Like you normally do Albion first most of the time, I think. Dark monster? You mean August? No. Alright. Terrifying Trap Hole Nightmare. I thought we actually already had this card. If your opponent has special summon a monster this turn, target one monster your opponent controls with 2000 more attack, destroy it. Then if you have a whole normal trap in your graveyard, you can banish one monster from your opponent's graveyard. Alright. This card is good. But it's good, but it's like it's not. It's a DD Crow effect, but it might be like it's kind of hard to get a good DD Crow style effect at the same time that you're getting a good banish effect. You know, like you have to have the stars have to align for your opponent to have specifically a card in graveyard you want to banish and a card on field you want to remove. You know, it's not like this is just. It's good. It's just kind of hard to get a good use out of it. Get a good double use out of it. It takes like specific decks to have graveyard stuff you'd want to remove instantly, sort of. I wouldn't say it's like too conditional. It's just like you're going to be using the remove effect, and then you just sort of treat the banish from graveyard as a bonus effect. It's not very likely you're going to be doing both at hitting two good targets at once, you know? It's like time. Yeah, Malik. Despair. It's not bait. Like, you're gonna be using this. It's just not something that's gonna be that insane. It's kind of cool too that it's like if your opponent has special summon this turn, so like you can use it like at any point, which is kind of cool. Means it's a lot easier to sort of use it when you need it to remove something. Like if your opponent uses like a fusion summon during your turn, like Brandon Red or something, then you make the Xyz monster, whatever her name is, that allows you to use trap holes from deck. You can probably then use this from deck instantly, right, to remove something. I don't know if that's like a combo that works, but like an example. Anyway, then we've got your Pudica. When this card is normal summon, you can add one TRAPTRIX Garden from your deck to your hand. So this gives you your field spell, which is fantastic. If this card is special summon, you can target one special summon monster your opponent controls, banish it. Also, during the standby phase, your opponent cannot special summon one of their banished monsters. So you can use this as to grab your field spell, and you can also use it to target special summon monsters during your opponent's turn, because you can summon this back using your, I believe your trap card does it. Use this to summon this card back from the graveyard, target one of your opponent's cards and banish it, which is really good. Yeah. Oh yeah, Sarah also, this card can also summon this from deck to banish one of your opponent's things, which is pretty good. Because obviously during your opponent's turn, you activate a trap hole, triggers your Sarah, gets you a Pudica, banish an opponent's card, triggers your Sarah again, gets you a trap hole for a following turn. Sup, Alpha? Thanks for the raid, buddy. Yeah, pretty excited for these the TRAPTRIX cards, not gonna lie. I'm hoping they're going second won't be too bad. Hoping. The skill does let you place a dude from your extra deck straight onto the field, which, provided we get the card, you know, would allow us to put this dude straight on the field. Provided we get this thing from somewhere, whether that be ranked reward or selection box, we'd have a card that can then target your opponent's stuff and negate. So, I mean, this card's pretty good. No, going second might be rough. You can also play Nibiru with this, so just play 3 times Nibiru and just hope that card carries you. That's also an option. I had a great Christmas. I hope you did too, Mr. Alpha. Very scary stuff going first. Oh, yeah. Infield's going to be like Sarah, multiple trap cards set face down, Xyz monster like Abyss Dweller or the other one, depending on which one you want to play. Should be pretty good. I'm kind of hoping that the selection box will have Gravediggers. If we have Gravediggers trap hole, we're going to be very happy. Dude is a gender neutral term, okay? I can call anything dude. Look at this dude. Yeah, Wrath's also limit 1, so you're either playing Wrath or you're playing Dweller, which I've seen a lot of people assume they're going to play Dweller instead, so we'll see. Because the issue with Wrath is, Wrath seems like a good card, obviously, but the skill gives you so much access, and Sarah gives you so much access to the trap holes you want for the matchup you're in anyway. Like, you look at your opponent's skill and you're like, oh, this guy's playing this archetype. Let me just grab this trap card that I want for it from my... Whether that be from the trap trick we've already got engraved that searches, or the skill that searches, or Sarah that searches. Grab the trap cards you need, put them on field, and then you don't really need your Wrath. And in that case, you might as well just make Dweller. So you have Dweller with your trap cards, you know? So whilst Wrath seems like a no-brainer for this deck, it might turn out that's just like, oh, we can already grab whatever trap card we want, so we might as well play the one that stops your opponent using Graveyard. Would you call your girlfriend dude? Look at this dude. Look at the top of his head. Yeah, Gravediggers is is good for Nibiru protection. I'm honestly, 50% confident the selection box will have Gravediggers. Like I'm pretty. I think that card should be in the game now. So I'm pretty like. I think the selection box will have Gravediggers. Also, Gravediggers is the kind of card where, because they like to put like generics tech cards in selection boxes, right? And Gravediggers is obviously really good for TRAPTRIX, but it is also one of those cards where it's just, this card is just a generic card, right? Like it's a pretty decent card in general because it just stops hand or graveyard. It's a very good trap card. So it kind of fills the selection box role of the cards they like to put in there. And it's just really, I think this will be selection box. I would guess this would be one of the selection box cards. And if that's the case, then we have much more incentive to play this over Dweller. Because we actually have something that already deals with graveyard with your Wrath, right? Because Gravediggers deals with Wrath. Or deals with graveyard effects. So I'm pretty confident this will be a selection box card. If we don't get it, it'd be kind of sad because it means we're probably playing Abyss Dweller over Wrath. But hoping we do get this card, because it is just negate graveyard or negate hand effect. So it stops Nibiru as well, which is great. Yeah, Shinobit having access to it? I think it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, that's basically what I'm on the same line. If we get Gravediggers, we play Wrath. If not, we play Dweller. That's probably what's going to happen. It does mean that like they'd be giving every deck that can make rank 4 sort of safety to Nibiru, but I don't think that's I don't think that's something we should care about. If you want to be safe to Nibiru by making a Wrath, I don't know. It's pretty. They'd have to then have another trap card to make Wrath even like really useful. I don't know. That sounds fucking like a cooked idea. You have to play like Wrath and 2 trap cards to be safe to Nibiru. Just have like safe to Nib and then have a use of Wrath afterwards. That seems like a hella cost for people to be safe to Nib. I don't think that's even bad. They can do that after, and they lose the limit 1 slot. So I think that'd be. I think Gravediggers is perfectly fine. They should definitely add it. Alright, next up, of the first of our ultra rares, we have Dark Magician the Dragon Knight. Dark Magician +1 Dragon Monster. This card's name becomes Dark Magician while on the field or in the graveyard. That is very important, by the way. Your opponent cannot target spells and traps you control with card effects. Also, they cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. So, there are some things I'm very terrified about this card specifically. The reason I'm scared of this card is there's a spell card in the game called... Where is it? The thing that makes... I'm just going to find a Dark Magician deck real quick. Oh, no, it's right here. Expanded. Expanded can make your stuff immune to card effects, right? So you have this thing on... You have this thing set... You have this thing on field. This thing is a dark spellcaster, by the way, so it counts for one of the 3 required. You can then make this thing unaffected, and this thing essentially sort of makes your back row unaffected as well. So you have like a field of fully unaffected monsters. Keep in mind, Dragoon is going to be released in a week as well. So you have this dude unaffected, Dragoon unaffected, back row unaffected. Well, it can be still affected, but it's non-targetable, can't be destroyed. Most things can't get rid of that. What? That is like such a toxic end field. Is it unbeatable? No. You can do like somehow sneak your way into a goddess and remove this card and the back row's hittable again, and it's beatable for sure. But it's one of those things where it's just like, oh, their whole field is just untouchable by most cards, which seems really lame. Yeah, Expander makes Dragoon defended too. This card is going to make everything on your field unaffected. Dragoon, this card, and this thing makes your back row unaffected. Dragoon doesn't get unaffected? Are you sure? This thing makes dark spellcaster monsters unaffected. Isn't Dragoon a dark spellcaster? Am I wrong? Spellcaster dark. Why would Dragoon not be unaffected? Is it not? Am I wrong on that for some reason? Pretty sure it makes Dragoon unaffected. Dark spellcaster monsters you currently control. Yeah, Dragoon gets unaffected, right? I don't know why I wouldn't. Unless I'm missing something there. You're swinging the Konkos? That's what I'm saying. I mean, you don't think it's a good... You mean you don't think it's a good thing that it can't be targeted, destroyed, or unaffected? Yeah. So I think this end field is going to be incredibly toxic. I'm not sure what this deck, how good this deck will be going second, but I think this is going to be the kind of deck where you're going to come across it and be like, this is fucking cringe. That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried it's going to be one of those decks. It's likely to be one of those sort of outcomes. Kaijus, lava golems, that kind of thing. Because by the way, this thing is treated as Dark Magician in Graveyard, and the skill gives you your spell card that turns this into Dragoon. So you have this on field, you activate your spell card, turn this into Dragoon, then you activate your trap card that revives from Graveyard, revive this back, and that's an easy way to get back on field. It just means like getting Dragoon on field with this deck is incredibly easy, basically, thanks to what the skill does. We just turn this into Dragoon, and then you just... Obviously, Dragoon doesn't get its quick effect pop then, it just gets a negate. But still, it's just on top of your Dark Magician Enfield, having easy access to Dragoon without having to do some, like, extreme combo. It's kind of scary. Well, the thing is, if you summon this to make Dragoon, that's only going to do it on your, We've actually already been through this. I did a replay. I guess I can show the replay because I showed it earlier in the stream. There's just something I was doing that was, This is just a silly combo, by the way. This isn't what they're actually going to be doing. This might be what I'm doing, because I find Beatrice to be a fun card to use. But this is where was it? Should I pin it? I probably pinned it. No, I didn't pin it. Oh, this is the wrong channel. I'm stupid. Yeah, I'll show this again. This is like an example of something you can do with it. This is not probably what we're going to be doing, but it's just like something I was dumb that we were doing when Discord and we're trying out. Alright. So you summon your dragon. This is not a summon. This is from the skill. The skill put this on field. So this is not one. Illusion. This is your first summon. Grabs Dark Magician. Second summon is your Dragon Knight. Skill puts this on field. So this isn't a summon. Grabs your Timaeus. And already, if you want to be safe to Dragoon, you just use Timaeus on your Dragon Knight and you have Dragoon on field to negate Nibiru. So you're already safe to Nib if you want to be. These two become your Beatrice, for example. It's just me doing silly stuff. You're probably not going to be playing Beatrice, but this is a cool idea where you just... Beatrice can send Navigation to have 2 negates in grave for your opponent's turn. Or you can send your Servant and draw 2 cards. So, Beatrice, Dragon Knight, Navigation in grave, 4 cards in hand. We haven't normal summoned yet. So if with the 4 extra cards in hand, you have access to Rod. You just make your Dark Magician combos from there even further. If you can get a Dark Magician on field, you can then use Timaeus. So for example, because we've only used 3 summons, if you have access to... Souls, you can then, as your 4th summon, use Soul Effect to summon Dark Magician. 5th summon, Timaeus, make Dragoon. Then if they nib you, negate it. So, this deck is super safe to nib. Yeah, Beatrice can send half, yeah. You can do Orcus combos with this if you wanted to. You could then send, instead of sending this to the draw 2, you can send Harp, go into your Link monsters and whatever. I think the downside of that, though, is you have to use, like, Link, you have to put Beatrice here, because you have to have the extra monster zone available. Let's just use this as part of your summon. So you can get, like, Link, you can get a Link monster here somewhere. But I guess you could use this as Link material, and then you could just summon it back with the trap card or something. But yeah, this just shows that you're very safe to nib. You've got so many options. It's going to be real good. Prevent Orcus? No, the skill prevents nothing. The skill prevents literally nothing. The skill's requirement is you have to play 15 Dark Magician cards. There is no locks anywhere otherwise. It just... That is it. That's the only lock. You have to play a certain amount of Dark Magician cards, and that's it. And you can do whatever else you want with the deck. Which is kind of cool, considering Dark Magician in, like, Master Duel and stuff gets played with, like, Branded and stuff. So it allows you to do any of that kind of stuff you really want to do. But you can play Orcus as well. Yeah, so do I think this is the kind of deck that I'm worried about? Because I'm kind of worried we're going to get another Chimera situation where Chimera going second is it's pretty mid. But going first, that shit is fucking toxic as fuck. No one wants to play against that. And I'm kind of worried Dark Magician is going to be the kind of deck where going first, they're going to have unaffected Dragon Knight, unaffected Dragoon, and a bunch of back row you're not allowed to destroy or target or do anything to. And it's going to be like, oh, this is kind of cringe. I can't use any of my cards in hand to deal with any of their field. What a fucking waste of time. So, but if this is what it takes to make Dark Magician a top tier deck, you know, might just be what it is. How many Dragoon? You're probably going to get one copy because Dragoon will be from the anniversary whenever that comes. So Dark Magician, by the way, I'm probably not going to be making a Dark Magician video for like a week. Because we have to wait for Dragoon to be released, which will be on like the 5th or the 7th or some dumb date. So we get the box, and there's going to be like a week in between or 5 days or something, then Dragoon gets released. So it'll be a bit of a delay between the Dark Magician video. I must wait for Dragoon. Yeah, 5th of January, but that's only the, it says 5th of January, but it says that's when it starts. That doesn't say when Dragoon will be released. So it might be, they could do, the company might be really dumb and wait till all the hype has died down, then give Dragoon, because they might be like, alright, the 5th, the anniversary begins. But you don't unlock the card till the 7th day of the anniversary fucking celebration. So it becomes like the 12th you get the card or something stupid. It's most likely on the 5th we'll get it. We don't know what they're going to do with the anniversary yet. But it's most likely the 5th. But they could do really dumb stuff if they want to do. We'll see. Yeah, 5th through 11th. So they could do it the 11th. We hope not, though. Yeah, it should be on the first day, okay? It should be. It fucking should be, but you never know. The company's done stranger things in their time. Anyway, that's enough Dark Magician talk for now. Let's move on to the Thuban. What does this get? This has all the same effects. Then you can add one Ritual Monster from your deck to your hand. And this is a Ritual Monster of any kind, not just DRYTRON. So this can be used to grab things like Benton, for example, or Saravis. So Saravis and Benton stocks through the roof. You can also, that's basically its effect. Same as all the other DRYTRON stuff, but this one is your Monster Searcher, which is very, very good because it gives you your Benton. Benton or your dudes, or if they selection box release Herald, this could search Herald. Dude, the selection box could really make or break this deck, right? The selection box might have nothing for this, but imagine the selection box when it releases, and two of the, because you get like what, 4 or 5 cards from selection boxes. We already know one's probably going to be the rabbit because of this thing. So one of them is gone. There's like what, 3 or 4 other cards from selection boxes. What if they had like Ava and Herald? Like, what if the selection box lineup was this man down here, either of these two, doesn't matter which, one of the heralds had Ava. Tried to do, is it like this? No. Ava? Yeah, Ava, which is the searcher. I wonder if we also could get Natasha as well. Natasha, Ava, and Herald. Holy. Then this deck will go crazy. Not that. Oh, sorry. Did I mention Natasha? Konami's never going to release that card, okay? We're never getting it. Ash Blossom? I don't think we're getting Ash. Dude, did you guys see that in the OCG? They recently limited Ash Blossom to 2? Is that fucking crazy? Limiting Ash is crazy. Ash? Really? Like, I get it. They were using it to stop Mulch armies, which is kind of what they seem to be going their design direction towards, but that was such a strange, like, Ash? Really? I don't know how I feel about that limit. Honestly, I don't like the direction Yu-Gi-Oh is going in general in IRL Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't like they're just sort of being like, yes, the only way we can fix our problems in modern day Yu-Gi-Oh is Mulch armies. It's like, oh, that's That's how you fix modern day? You just Molcharm me people? Like, doesn't that sound like an awful band-aid solution? I see a lot of people defending that, but like, isn't that such a shit solution? Because that's still gonna mean every game where you don't draw Molcharm me, you're just like, oh, I didn't draw Molcharm me. I guess my opponent combos off, because, like, is the fact Molcharmies exist and are allowed to resolve now mean that they can go do whatever they want with combos? Is that what they're saying with this? They don't want Ash in the game because they don't want Ash stopping Molcharmies? Because it's doing like the Call by the Grave equivalent now? I don't know. I don't know if I like that. I feel like they should just fix their damn game, not be like, yeah, our solution is to keep the game as combo heavy as possible and then just have Molcharmies in it. It's like, oh, okay. Sure. Whatever. Duel Links will forever be a better game than Master Duel and TCG, I'm saying it now. How about they just release more going second cards, the same way Duel Links has band-aid fixed the entire game and making every skill have going second effects? It's crazy, right? Going second effects, all of a sudden this game doesn't need 50 billion hand traps. It's kind of crazy. Maybe they should do the same goddamn thing. Cotton has some thoughts on Ash Limit. I saw Josh's video on it. He seems to be super, think it was a good change. I don't know. I don't like the idea that the band-aid fixes Molcharm me. I think that's just stupid. I mean, my fixes for Yu-Gi-Oh! Are never going to be implemented because I think IRL it's unfixable. I think literally the only way they could fix modern day Yu-Gi-Oh! IRL is rotation and just delete half the game, but that will never happen. The game just gone to a state where it's literally just not fixable in terms of like trying to make the game feel good going first. Unless they release like a buttload of going second cards. Anyway, why are we talking about this, by the way? I'm meant to be talking about this new Duel Links box, guys. Why am I talking about Master Duel and TCG and stuff? Back to Duel Links related content. ZOODIAC Barrage. You can target one face-up card you control, destroy it. If you do, spin or summon a ZOODIAC monster from your deck. If this card is destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can target a ZOODIAC Exceeds monster you control, attach this card from your graveyard to that card's Exceeds material. Make more decks like Temp. No, it's like that. It's like I kind of like sort of liked the idea of like the turn 0 cards in different archetypes, because at least that way, like let's say that they had a bunch of like hand traps released that are always in archetype specific. I think that'd be kind of cool. Things like similar to like the Telements card. Like obviously it's scary saying the word Telement, but Havness did allow for a lot of turn 0 like back and forth gameplay, right? Wouldn't it be cool to have like a bunch of in-art type cards like that? And just every archetype just has in-art type hand traps? Wouldn't that be kind of cool? It also mean like, do you get variety in games? Because different matchups would always have different hand traps. I don't know, it seems kind of like a cool idea to me. Certainly seems way better than just like, oh yeah, we're just going to allow every deck to play Molcharm and just have like a Max C equivalent. Because like, maybe I'm just biased because I like playing Orcust, but like, any deck that can't play under Molcharm is just like, oh, this is your solution? So we just can't play, like, Salad? Or, I guess Salad could sort of play under it, sort of. But even give me someone with 3 draws when playing Salad, you're fucking dead. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like the Molcharmy idea. It just seems to kill so many other decks. It just feels like not fun. It's like, yeah, Molcharmy's a good balanced in Draco Tail format or something where Draco Tail can play under it, but in formats where you're playing other, or just in, not even just formats, just if you're someone that enjoys playing decks that are not specifically the best meta deck, you're just playing under Max C. It's literally just Max C at that point for any deck that isn't, like, designed to play around Molcharmies. Like, I think most, modern day designs are probably going to be now designed with Molcharmies in mind to have like fields you can make under it. But for like all the other decks and archetypes, just like, oh, what about us? We weren't designed for that. Oh, I guess we're just getting Max Seed now. Okay, that's cool, guys. Like, imagine if they just started releasing cards for archetypes. They're just like turn 0 hand traps. Like when they released a turn 0 Salad hand trap, that it's like cool, like Havness does. But for that archetype, and it gives you like some cool going first sort of interactive gameplay going on there. And I'm kind of in favor of the turn 0 hand trap idea that I've seen a lot of people sort of put forward. Because I do think like one of the fun parts about Tearlament was Havernus. That card was fun. Like, Tearlament did go out of control, but I kind of liked the idea of that. Rush. Anyway, let's get back on topic, guys. Back on topic. ZOODIAC. So Barrage allows you to, without normal summoning, get a ZOODIAC from your deck, which is really good. The main downside of Barrage is, although it does do that, it doesn't kind of combo with Rapier, which is like your main sort of starter, because this card is only on normal summon where you send to the graveyard. So it does allow you to put Rapier, then do your summon Xyz monster, which summons another Rapier, and do that kind of stuff, but it doesn't get you your graveyard send. So this card is really good at playing through things, but in terms of like your best starters for your deck, it's not one of your starters. You'd prefer to have like Rapier or the card that searches Rapier. What's the spell card that searches Rapier? I've forgot the name of this card. The continuous spell that searches this card, whatever that card's name is. Those are like your starters. And then you have, this is like playing through disruption sort of thing. Also, this is very good at clearing fields too, because that's something that's very noticeable in Duel Links, is your fields get clogged super quick when playing Tri-Brigade. Yeah, Tenki. So, yeah, you try to open this or Tenki, and then you have this as like a 3-of extender or, yeah, mostly an extender card, or something to use if you get hand trapped, basically. It's a great card. You're probably going to play 3 of it. It's just, I don't think it's as optimal a starter as some of the other cards are. If you've got another card in hand, it's essentially the same thing, though, because you just use this thing as your starter, then you normal summon whatever card to just use as part of the missing material that you would get from the other ZOODIAC. Then you summon. If that makes any sense. Alright, moving on. Springen's Kit. If you have a fusion monster that lists form of Outbaz's material on your field or in your graveyard, you can spell summon this card from your hand. If this card's normal spell summoned, you can have one of your branded spell traps that is banished or in your deck or graveyard to your hand, then place one card from your hand to the bottom of the deck. Alright, so this card has some really big problems. The main one being, I don't think we're playing the skill that allows you to use this. So I feel that missed the start of the stream where I went through all the skills. Springen's Kit is locked out of the original, like the current, the current branded skill we have, the branded thing, or current Despia skill we have. That skill can't use Kit. The new one can. But the new one locks you out of all the other Despia cards. Which is like, oh. Do I want to do that? It's not even a one of him branded because you can't play it. If you want to play the other skill, which I think the other skill is probably going to be better. This skill has too many locks on it. I want my decks to look like... I want my deck to look like... this. The skill doesn't let you do that. It locks you out of like half the shit in here. You can't even normal summon Alaba in the new skill. Which is like, oh, okay. Yeah, so I don't really see much point in playing Kit. You can normal it, but you can't special it. I never see even worth playing then, because your normal summon's always going to be this, right? Because you just search it with the skill. I don't see much point in playing it. Yeah, so I don't really see why we'd, we have to wait and see. We have to see what people try out different decks and stuff and different lists. But I feel like, because I'll show you this screenshot again. This was on Master Duel's release. Like on Master, whenever Branded Fusion was released into Master Duel, this is what your branded deck looked like. Notice the similarities. We have like every card in here that isn't like Snow, and like obviously the hand trap lineup. But the actual like main deck, we can just play branded. The branded Despia deck that was tier 1 or whatever in Master Duel and has been like really good in that game forever since. We can do that in Duel Links now. But the new skill doesn't let you. So I don't see why you'd play the new skill over the old one. You just play the old skill, play a deck that you already know is going to be good, but with the old skill, which makes it even better. I feel like that's just a... Like, we don't have, like... The only downside so far is we don't have Chimera, which could be a selection box card, by the way. That might be super cope, but it could be a selection box card. Guardian Chimera would sell the shit out of that box. But yeah, I think you're just going to play the old skill, which means Kit, probably not going to see any play. At least I don't think I'm going to be playing Kit. Something we are going to be playing, though, and we're going to be playing at 3 of, Branded Fusion. Fusion summon one fusion monster that mentions Fallen of Albaz as material from your extra deck, using 2 monsters from your hand, deck, or field as fusion material. You know, spirit summon monster from the extra deck, except fusion monster turn you activate this card. So, very important thing with this is if you're someone planning to play the Dark Lord in your branded deck, you can't make the Link monster anymore. So you can't use the Link monster to search the Dark Lord if you're using branded fusion. It's kind of weird because the Dark Lord still has like, I don't know. If you could fit the Dark Lord into a branded deck, but what the hell would you even like cut? What space would you make? I guess you're just not playing Nib. You need light monsters though for branded fusion, so you can't really cut Nib. You need a light monster in here. I know I'm playing Ecclesia, which is a good way to get just infinite light monster value. But if you want to play like Dark Lord in here, there's just like no space. Is you cut the droplet, 3 Dark Lord. Because the Dark Lord's still really good, right? It's still a non-target, chain-blocked, full board nuke of your opponent's field, right? That can't be targeted. Like that's still an insane effect. Like, I do wonder if it's actually still better to play the Dark Lord in here or not. On top of the new support and just call it a day. I guess it just kind of seems how dependent you are on... If this card doesn't really care about tech cards, like if this deck doesn't really need Droplet to play 3 things, maybe just cut this and play some Dark Lords. If you don't really care about having Mercuria in this, you can play like 3 Dark Lords, the Dark Lord search spells. I don't know. I do wonder if the Dark Lord's actually still going to be really good in this or not. It's still such an insane card. I don't know, man. I don't know. Play 1 brand of... I don't think playing 1 brand of fusion is the way. Because the outside of playing multiple brand of fusion is, your Alaba's search target can be anything then, not just always searching this every game. You could use this to search for, like, Lost or Retribution or whatever it's called. But you could actually play 1 brand. If you, like... Let's say you just cut, like... You cut Mercuria, you cut this, you cut the trap card, you cut the brand of fusion down to 1. You don't even need the droplets. You can really fit a ton of Dark Lords in then. Maybe this is just a different way to play the deck. Because this card's super recurable too. Because like obviously I think it's is it Tragedy that gets this back to your hand or back to the field? So you just full on have all the Dark Lord stuff, and then during the following turn this card gets you back your brand of fusion, then you just use it again anyway. Allure of Darkness? Isn't that limit 1? That conflicts with Burn Dragon. Gold Sark, you could use this, I guess. I don't think you really need it. Yeah, Tragedy does set it. I think there are definitely different ways to build this. I think on release I'm going to try this build, and then I might try a Dark Lord build, because I do feel like the Dark Lord build is still going to be viable. It still seems it's actually such a strong effect. It's a non-target, full board nuke that can't be targeted and is chain blocked. And it's untargetable itself. So your opponent can't they can't imperm it, they can't use a negate on it that's target, they can't use a generic negate on it that's like a like an on-field, like a Crystal Wing negate or something because it's chain blocked. It's such a strong effect. It's so strong. Forces out like your back. They really need Droplet or their field's just gone, right? It feels like such a shame not to use it. I don't know. Anyway, speaking of more branded stuff, Mirror Jade the Ice Blade Dragon. You can't replay Thunder Dragon with this if you want to use either of the skills. You can play like branded stuff if you're not using the skills, but the skills lock you out of summoning the Thunders to the field. And that's a comedy cuttable. Which one's I don't think Libtum is cuttable because that's how you do your recurring Mirror Jades. You can use it multiple times. I don't think this one's cuttable. Comedy though? Which one's comedy? Oh, this one? Yeah, this one's cuttable for sure. I don't think this is cuttable. This is how you use your Mirror Jade multiple times. Which is kind of important, because there's a lot of times where you can do like you fuse using this thing searches this, then you fuse out your Mirror Jade, then you fuse into Mirror Jade using Tragedy or whatever to get hold of this, or use your fusion summon. You get your field with your field spell, use your Aliber and your Thingo, which searches for your Libtum. You can then use Brand of Fusion stuff, banish with you can use the Mirror Jade on your turn to banish like itself to then put the trap card on field. Then during the opponent's turn, use Branded in red with this card to bring back the Mirror Jade, and the Mirror Jade's effect's live again. It's kind of hard to explain without showing you, but it's very easy combos you can do with this card. Lets you use Mirror Jade on your turn as a search, and then it revives itself to then use its effect to banish, basically. I do like I like Libtum a lot, but comedy for sure can be cut. If you want to sneak some Dark Lords in here, this card is also super cuttable, by the way. I just have this in here because it might be an interesting tech where you can keep using this as a light resource because it keeps adding itself back. But this is super cuttable, like it's incredibly cuttable. But it's just I was thinking maybe you want to use this as infinite light resource. Despy is the way to play Branded. We don't know, but it's likely just because that's how it's always been played in TCG, right? Anyway, talking about the next card. Oh yeah, Dragoon's also playable in there because this card also could be Hex Sealed Fusion, which then is the fusion substitute. I mean, you can make Dragoon in this deck if you want to have Dragoon in here. But Dragoon won't be out on the day one anyway because of the anniversary card, which is like 5 days later. Anyway, back on track. Mirror Jade, the Ice Blade Dragon. Full of Albaz plus 1 Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, or Link. So we've already seen this card, okay, because we've all played Sword Soul. It's a quick effect banish. You can only use the effect once per... How do they word it in this? Once per turn, banish one Fusion monster. You summon a Fusion monster that lives full in Albaz. But you cannot use it on the next turn. So it's a banish effect that you can't use on your turn again or your opponent's turn again. Unless, like I said, you send this away with some sort of fusion effect or whatever. Then you can revive it with Libtum and then you can use it again. So non-target banish. It gets you Albaz, your Albaz fusion monsters in graveyard which have effects that then grab you your trap cards, your spell cards from your deck, whether that be the Retribution, whether that be Branded in red, whatever. Mirror Jade can get you those. Yeah. We've all played Sword Soul, so we know what this card does. When it's removed, boom, goes your opponent's field. Alright, Timaeus the United Dragon. You can send one spellcaster monster or spell and trap card that mentions Dark Magician from your hand or face up field to the graveyard, special summon this card. So if you're playing the OG version of Dark Magician, like the, not OG, but like the one that we currently have in the game, you would use this effect a bit to get this thing on field. The new skill just puts this on field without carrying the world, so you don't use that first effect. During the main phase, you can fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as material, including a spellcaster. You only use the effect once per turn. So this is how you fuse into your Dragon Knight, which is for your skill. This card is how you trigger your skill, which gets you your 2 searches. So you're playing the new skill, this card is incredibly important. You'll know what a branded player does. My favorite card. I did in fact try to summon this a couple of times yesterday in Master Duel and it did not go well. Yeah, so the main downside of the new skill with this, wherever it is, your new one, is because the entire skill is reliant on this card being in your hand, you really have to play searches for it. And if you're playing like a 30 card deck, the searches you need to play are like, they get a bit sus. So the main searcher for it, pretty much the only searcher for it, is your... Where is he? Your Illusion of Chaos. This is pretty much your only real searcher for it. So you play 3 Illusion. Then to get a hold of Illusion, you can play 3 copies of your prep. But that only gives you 9 starters then. 3 of this, and 3 with the Ritual Monster. And 9 and 30 is not enough. That gives you like a 75% chance of opening or something. But you realistically want like 85 to 88 or something. So then you have to play something like Manju, which is taking up your normal summon then, which isn't that bad. It's not like Dark Magician is desperate for a normal summon. Rod is obviously a good summon, but it's not desperate for it. So it's kind of sus. You can just play the other skill, but I've looked at some of the fields the other skill puts up, and it doesn't seem that like that synergistic with the new stuff. You're just sort of like making Dragoon, and that's it. I don't know. They were very restrictive on how to get this this skill to work, which I don't like how they've done. I don't like how they designed the new skill, because I feel like all this has done is made like the deck feel really clunky, which is not something you want. That doesn't feel very fun to have your deck feel clunky. But that just might be how it be. If you want to play this version of the deck with this skill, you just have to have a very clunky deck list with shit like Manju in it. Not really a fan of that. But I guess the alternative is they just have like a billion tech cards, and then going second the deck is unbeatable. As well, considering going first this deck is already setting up a disgusting infield. Maybe they want it so that going second this deck can't have access to tech cards. Maybe that's why they've done it like this. Maybe it's intentional. I don't know. Anyway, our final trap card, final card for the day, Holutea. You can activate this card the turn it was set by discarding 1 normal trap. Special summon this card in defense position as a normal monster. You can banish this card from your graveyard, target 1 TRAPTRIX monster, special summon it. You only use the effects once per turn, only once that turn. So you only use one of the effects per turn. So this card is insane because it triggers your Sarah on turn 1. So on turn 1, you can do things like get this card, you've got a normal trap in hand, use this thing, discard that trap card, summon this as level 4, triggers your Sarah's effect, summons a card from the deck list. That could be the card that revives the card you just discarded, or gets back the card you just discarded, resets it. 2 level 4s on field because this thing summons a level 4, make over an Xyz monster. It's just a very simple combo there of just Sarah, an Xyz monster, and 2 trap cards, or 1 trap card set. Actually, I guess 2, because you use the effect. So you get 2 trap cards set, an Xyz monster, and Sarah. Very, very good. And yeah, that's actually it for all the cards we got today. So this isn't technically everything. There is the selection box cards, which we can only theorize right now. There is also ranked reward cards that could be coming as well. Which I say could be coming, but there are means to... We won't talk about... Let's just say there's going to be ranked rewards coming, okay? There are ranked rewards coming, and you can find out for yourself by looking in places. We can't talk about them, though. But, yeah. So we only theorize at what the selection box will be. The selection box is going to have the rabbit in it just because of this silhouette trap card here. So it's going to have the rabbit. We don't know the other ones though. I'm hoping it's going to be Natasha. But like they can oh my god, they can go so insane with the selection box. They can go super insane. I'm hoping it'll have Gravediggers. But imagine actually they put Guardian Chimera or the Herald in there. What if it's the selection box is Guardian Chimera Herald? Oh my fucking god. My goodness. Time thing. Oh, what did they put the what did they put Reader in the selection box? Holy. Now that would be cool. Giving us Reader for TRAPTRIX, they have a good rank 4 to go into, would be awesome. I love Reader as a card. I think Reader should be in the game. I think Reader is an awesome card. Nah, we don't have we have no heralds in the game. None of the two big herald dudes. Yeah, so thoughts on the box. So far, without knowing what the selection box is going to be, the best art type in here will probably be Branded. I think Branded Despia is looking incredible. I think Dark Magician's turn 1 is looking incredible. Although Dark Magician also has like a really big sort of pseudo choke point now, where if they activate a hand trap on your Timaeus, you can't really fuse with it, which means you can't use the rest of the skill, which is a little bit awkward. You play sort of like the fusion spell to get around that if you open a rod, but it's kind of awkward. But I think Branded looks insane. Dark Magician going first looks pretty good. Going second's kind of trash. TRAPTRIX in the same sort of boat. ZOODIAC, I think, will probably flop, unfortunately, because I think ZOODIAC is just going to turn out like doing the same infields Tri-Brigade currently does. So if you like the current Tri-Brigade infields and you think Tri-Brigade is like a decent deck with what it currently does, ZOODIAC is probably doing the exact same thing, if not just like maybe ever so slightly better. So I don't think, I don't think ZOODIAC's going to do much. And DRYTRON is strange because they're sort of like, this is the first time they're going to be played in the way they're going to be played, right? Because we don't do this in Master Duel with this deck. So it kind of depends on how strong and consistent we are at making fields like this one. Like, if this is consistent and we have a decent way to go second, this deck will be fine. But we need, like, it needs to be doing stuff like this every single game, and we need to have good going second options as well. Because I'm not sure how many tech cards you can fit when you're trying to do stuff like this too. But this end field's okay. You even got good follow-up sort of stuff. No, it's like, ZOODIAC isn't bad, it's just, I don't think it's going to be doing that much. Like, it can set up some I was showing off the stuff. Like, it can do stuff like this, which, they didn't search this, it's just two generics. But that's like, this is already what Tri-Brigade already does this, no? Is this the exact same field Tri-Brigade currently makes, but with an extra pop card? Or did Tri-Brigade already have an Xyz monster here as well? I can't even remember. But it's like, this isn't that insane, right? This is what? A banish, a bounce, and a pop, and then whatever text. And the other alternative field that I was doing was not much better. We had rank 4 of choice, negate, banish, and banish from grave. Like, these fields are just not that insane, though, you know? Like, these fields are just not that incredible. This is like, sure, I guess. It beats some fields, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not confident. I'm not confident in ZOODIAC. I think it's more likely that these get used as like a duo pair in like just random ass decks, random ass rank 4 decks that just want to make this for a quick effect pop during the opponent's turn. Do you loop the effect? It's not even really a loop, you just use it. You just sort of put it, it summons a dude, you do it again, and you just summon a bunch of stuff. I can even show you briefly, actually. Yu-Gi-Oh! Wait, do I have it on here? I was playing it the other day. What was I? What the hell do I normally use to play Yu-Gi-Oh? I thought it was Omega. Do I not? Omega? Yeah, it is Omega. Just wide Yu. I was doing this a bunch yesterday, so let's see if I remember what I was doing. Downloading. Huge downloading. League of Legends spotted. We don't talk about League of Legends, alright? I've been playing mostly TFT at the moment, okay? That's fine, okay? People, no one has problems with TFT. Right. Yeah, so just as an example, let's see if I remember what I was doing. This thing sends a ball. Then we just make this dude, put him here. This guy then detaches, puts this dude. You can then make this guy if you want to search. This man? I think it was this guy. I was doing this the other day and I've already forgotten half of what I was doing. And this guy needs to revive the dude, right? Should I want to keep that one? I don't know. I think I was going to keep that one. And we make this man. Oh yeah, I think I was meant to keep that one actually. I've already fucked it. What I wanted to do. To make the rank 4. So you have to do this because the card you summon with the where is she? Is she in graveyard? The card you summon with this can't be used as exceeds materials. You have to do like a pop thing here to get it to be usable. Alright, yeah, I think I was meant to keep the other card on field. Yeah, so I'm going to climb with this one. They had the other dude on the field here. So I'll link him up. Yeah. Hold up. Reduce again. Let me try this one again. Because there's a lot of interesting stuff to explore with this too. Well, when I get to it, I'll show you what I mean. There's some stuff in here that's like very much unexplored that we can do stuff with. Like you can revive this card and then do another Beast Warrior search if you want to. Destroys this, gets you a dude. Then we rank up into dude. This guy. This one, go over here. Detach, summon another dude. These two then make rank 4 of choice, which will just be whatever you want. No. And these two are just Beast Warriors, so you can just make your dude.
Card games on motorcycles!
Effect, summon dude. Special summon, banish some cards, or just banish some stuff, I don't know. Summon link 4. Link 2, this triggers this dude's effect. Now here, I'm searching for Chrome. You could search for like any Beast Warrior here that could be used. Like any Beast Warrior, Wing Beast, or whatever. So this might not even be the best search for it. You can also use this card's effect to then revive a card from graveyard here. Or from the banish pile here. So you can revive like one of your... revive like this card if you banished, or revive whatever. Yeah, then you just do... You can do your draw discard here if you want to, but for the sake of replay, I'm not going to bother. Yeah, so that's how you get this. That's how I was getting this field. It's not like some insane infield, but that's just like an example of showing like how much resources you get from one ZOODIAC card is quite a lot. It's just, I don't know, it doesn't seem like the most optimal sort of infield so you can make. A banish and a gate, a banish, dweller. I know how this does in modern day Yu-Gi-Oh! Not that great, I'd imagine. Like, if the selection box releases, like, Twin Twisters, for example, or some sort of, like, background removal card, and your end field is like this, like, bruh, Twin Twisters, get rid of both of these? Bruh. You got fucking Dweller and Crow left. The Savage? I don't remember how I was doing this, but it was a very stupid replay involving... It is doable. Savage is doable. Where's the fucking... There you go. I was doing it with Savage as well. But in order to do this, you had to play a billion different Garnets. I was playing so many Garnets. Also, you'll notice the random cards in hand are gone. Because you end up with this field, or this hand. But I think my deck had to play a billion Garnets to do this. And I'm not even convinced Savage is that much better than just having a Dweller on the end field. Which is why I don't think it was worth it. But you could do the same thing with Savage. You end up playing things like the Fire Fist Xyz monster that searches for a Beast Warrior. Or the Fire Fist Link monster that sends a Fire Fist to Graveyard. And that gives you a tuner, and then you can just revive the tuner using the... Oh yeah, that's how I was doing it. You make the Fire Fist Link monster, then you use Link monster to send the tuner to the graveyard, the Fire Fist tuner. Then you use your Bear Brum to revive the card after banishing it with a Tri-Brigade. So you get... That's how you get a level 4 on field to tuner, then you just make your Savage. It just requires 2 discards with... your Bear Brum, which is where these 2 cards go. They both get discarded for it. But you do get the... this card as potential follow-up, or this card as a shuffle back using the Link monster. They can shuffle back and draw 1. So this could be a random draw 2. Yeah, that's how you get Savage on field for those that are interested in doing Savage with this deck. But yeah. That's the kind of stuff I was doing. Is Branded going to be Branded? Branded has always had the same sort of, Has always been like a really cool deck in my mind, because Branded is the kind of deck that, well, until Branded gets stupid, like in the future Branded becomes really dumb with like all their floodgating, and it gets to a bit of an extreme point where it's doing way too much stuff, but initial Branded, like the current variant we're going to be getting, has always been like a really cool deck in that if you're a new player that isn't that good in the game, you're probably going to set up a field with Branded. It's not that hard to set up some kind of a field with Branded. It really isn't. But the higher levels of Branded is way more insane. Like, people that are really good at Branded are not brain dead. They do some really cool shit with the deck. Because it's like so many cool, like, intricate things with it. Like the thing I was describing earlier where Mirror Jade banishes itself to get you a dude in graveyard, then sets a card, and then during your opponent's turn, you could use Branded in red to fuse into using your using your ad libitum, brings back the Mirror Jade, and then you can use the Mirror Jade's effect again to banish something, which is cool because Mirror Jade normally locks you out of using its effect once on your turn, and you can't use it on the opponent's turn. But if you send it away, then bring it back with Libtum, you can then use the effect, and you get a search out of doing that. That's sort of like a more interesting, intricate play that you could do with the deck. And there's tons of those little plays you can make with Branded. So experts at Branded are really good. There's a reason there is that one that one fucking tweet that went viral. Can't I just type this? Fuck, where was it? There's that. There you go. The 250,000 view video. A brief study of Branded. 19 hours long combo guide. 19 hours long. 240 combos and a spreadsheet. So yeah, Branded can be a bit brain dead. It can be like sort of turn off your brain, just sort of summon some stuff. But it can also be, yeah, 20-hour long combo guide. Holy shit, 250,000 views, 20-hour long video. It's crazy. 2-second long activate Ash. You watch the entire thing? 20 hours? That's crazy. Didn't even 2 times speed, that's 10 hours. Fucking oath. But yeah. So, people that are worried that Branded's going to be too hard for them, don't worry. It has like a base level of just like, I activate Branded Fusion. I fuse into Libellion. I make Mirror Jade. I use Field Spell. I make my Tax Dragon. I pass turn. That's already like, that's decent enough. Good enough. But yeah, it gets much deeper. Much deeper. Alright, so what are your thoughts on the new box, chat? You guys got any thoughts on it? Do you guys have any, do you think is, what do you think is going to be the best deck? What do you think is doing well? What do you think is bad? What do you think I'm wrong on? Which archetypes do you think I'm completely wrong on? Are going to be absolutely busted? What do you reckon? I think Branded and DM's going to be busted. I think meta defining. Oh, it's certainly meta defining. I think there's no shot in hell Branded is in top tier. And Dark Magician might... we'll think about it. There's no shot Branded is in top tier, though. Branded is insane. That deck is already crazy. I'm just wondering what variant of Branded is good. Like, I think the Dark Lord variant actually still has potential as well. Like, the 2 things I'm going to be testing day 1 is definitely Branded and trying out... First, this list that I made. And then a Dark Lord version if this one doesn't seem to be doing too hot. I'll just play a Dark Lord and see how good that is. Zoo's going to be the big combo deck. Okay. Think Zoo's going to be good? Yeah, full set of TRAPTRIX is a good to spend on this box. I mean, TRAPTRIX will be good out of this box. It just depends on like how good. Like going second, I think they're still going to be trash. But going first, they're still going to be... Going first is still going to be decent. It'll 1,000,000,000% be a coggable deck, then most things are coggable. Branded Predaplant, that's going to be a vomit deck, but yes, that will be a deck. Because they can search Branded Fusion really easily, right? That shit is going to be fucking vomit. Zoo ships will be meta? Okay, buddy. Alright, buddy. Keep your copium, Marco. Enough of your copium. Yeah, Dragoon's coming on the 5th. I guess I haven't gone through Dragoon yet. Alright, for the fucking 2 people in chat that have never seen this, the 1 person in chat that maybe hasn't seen this card before. Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. Dark Magician plus Rise Black Dragon or Dragon Effect Monster. Cannot be destroyed by card effects. Neither player can target it. During your main phase, destroy a monster your opponent controls. If you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's attack. You can use the effect a number of times up to the number of normal monsters used for the fusion. Once per turn when a card effect's activated, discard 1 card and negate the activation. If you do destroy it, this card gains 1,000 attack. So 4,000 attack, negate, that can't be targeted, can't be destroyed, and if you use a normal monster, can pop a card as well. And that's going to be on the 5th, probably. Or 4th for some people? I don't know, it depends on time zones and dates and whatnot. Sujit's your NPC deck, yeah. I use Onomat or Suship. I have 2 of them that I alternate. The Anti-Fusion Trap card will see play, it might. Might start putting some Cosmics in your decks again. Show his animation? I can't be asked finding that, man. I can't be asked. Actually, fucking the good guys at DLM probably already provided it if I look hard enough. Have they? No. I can't be asked, man. Alright, boys. That's going to do it for today's stream, though. We've gone through the box. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Is Brand SP going to be tier 1? I reckon it'll be close to tier 1 if it's not. It's on Brad's YouTube. Oh my god. Brad's YouTube. Yeah, okay. We'll show Brad's fucking... Is it this one? Give Brad some ad rev real quick. Yeah, there's your ad rev. Now where's your animation? Does Brad even show the animation? Where's the animation marker? Is it a YouTube short? I think Brad's been doing some shorts lately. Maybe he did it as a short. Oh, here it is. Oh my god, it's Dragoon! Holy aura. Holy. There you go. New Rick and Morty, no way. Shut up. Alright, that's enough for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe. Plenty of decks when the box drops, which will be on the 1st. So, also feel free to join the Discord if you want to discuss and build your own decks. There is plenty of building and discussing going on in here for people that want to show off their potential deck lists and combos. Also, look up combos that people have already made, because people have already done combos for some decks. Combos are already available, so yeah. So if you're interested in any of that, go ahead and have a look.